7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 302. You can get that microphone in front of your face. We are here in studio wrapping up Philadelphia and second East-West shootout. Lots to talk about. So I want to thank y'all for joining us. Thanks to our members over here who are watching us record the first 45 minutes of the show live here, because then we got to do some phone calls, and we're as Daniel Blair just figured out with us being on his show, we are as tech retarded as you could possibly be. It is unbelievable. So, don't act like that's the worst word you've heard on a podcast this week.
It is. Or are you talking about Justin Rodbell?
Insert bellrod.co.
Okay.
That word was fine.
It's great.
He got a pass.
Yeah.
It was a soft one.
It was
He's
soft.
from Maryland.
Anyway.
It's fine.
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. Show presented by Rev X Products, and the guys over there. I was getting texts from Dan yesterday. Freaking, he's down buying what's it called? Buying NASCAR engine parts in North Carolina, and I'm just getting picture after picture of engine parts that he's buying. I need to be rich like this guy, because holy crap. But I want to thank him for being on the show. There's like a board leaned up there, and I should have gone and taken that down before we... It's fine. Whatever. Screw it. It's just a little... It's really bugging me. It's really bugging me.
I've heard that sound before.
Look, we're gonna get through this opening part. We're gonna start talking about racing, and I'm gonna go fix that. Okay. All right. Anyway, thanks to Rev X Products for being on board with us. Make sure to pick up your max power for all your 4-stroke single-cylinder engines there. They have a full lineup of oil and fuel additives on the website as well for everything you got, so make sure to go check those out. There's a link in the description down below. Also, like I said, if you want to join the members area, you can watch us record this live. You also get the Thirsty Thursday lives, and I'm going to start doing some commentary on some older races here too that's only going to be available to members. So make sure to join the members area. You can join it for as little as 99 cents per month. Also on board with us, we got Nano Extreme. We have Gutterworks going to be bringing you our 450 race recap. We have Complete Racing Solutions halftime report, Holster Co. Reload rant, TLR Tinfoil hat, which is going to be silly season talk, Pro Flo Racing 250 race recap, and then Rev X will bring us the X segment at the end of the show, and we've got Alias MX and Dep Creative Co. going to bring you Eric Grandal later, our resident ex-pro rider, and Kevin Moran's our resident current pro rider. So, all right. So, jumping into this first. In the studio with me here, the usual suspects, Justin and Cole. We got both of them this week, which is incredible.
Hell yeah,
Cannot
brother.
believe you guys figured this out.
I mean,
Get your
sorry,
schedules
last week
together.
I was just, you guys sent me out to Foxborough to get some...
We sent you out to Foxborough.
I wasn't on that memo.
Yeah, I missed that.
I forgot to get CC'd on that email.
Where's your
Well,
receipts
you
from
should
that
probably
trip?
check the credit card statement.
Damn. Fuck.
I'm assuming there was a lot of charges on there. Great, cool,
Yeah.
awesome. Just when I thought I was getting that paid down. Anyway, yeah, so great to have both you boys here tonight.
Good to be here.
I mean, I know you guys are basically here because we did the Daniel Blair show, and so now you're like, yep, yeah, I don't really care
Yeah, I'm
anymore.
ready to...
Yeah, I'll be out next week.
I mean,
Yeah. See ya.
No,
are you okay?
I was a little nervous,
You were
I'm not going to
shook.
lie.
You were
Bro,
so shook.
I could,
No,
I could,
come on,
I could feel you.
I
I told you guys I was a little nervous, and then
Little
you guys
is-
took it and ran with
I
it.
can
Little
feel
is
you
generous adjective.
I
for
could
how
feel you
were acting.
gyrating in your.
No, it wasn't that bad, but you.
The only
dude,
person
bro,
gyrating was Travis at Redboat off T3.
Yeah,
bro,
well,
you
put his-
were shook.
How?
Leading into that, I don't know because
Did I what happened.
You did fine.
You were
once
fine.
When we got on
going.
there, I prepared.
But previously, man, you were like a little kid in his choir concert in kindergarten.
I've
like,
been there.
Oh God, I don't know how to.
I've been there. That's
This
scary.
fucking guy.
We
well,
spent,
because I've never been on a podcast where the host actually throws something at me for my.
we spend 3 hours a week talking for like. I mean, you're here at least 20 weeks out.
Yeah,
of the year.
yeah, but there's like no structure though.
So there wasn't
Like
a whole lot.
we
to
have
that.
when we have a guy that's been in the TV booth.
Yeah.
Going. Hey, let me throw this at
He
you,
came to
Travis.
us. We
Hey,
didn't
let me
pay
throw
to
this
be
at
on
you,
his
Cole.
podcast.
I'm
He
ready.
came
I'm
to
ready to
us.
go. When he says my name, it gets my attention. I'm
Well,
locked
now
in.
you know. The next time we're on there in a few weeks, hopefully, you'll know what to do.
In a few weeks. Wow, you think we're really getting invited back, huh?
Oh, we're not. All right,
I
cool.
don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, when you made that stupid seed joke, probably not.
He teed that one up so perfectly. For
You
me.
didn't have to hit it though.
Yeah, you didn't have to
no.
hit it. You could have let it
If
just
you're
run
gonna-
right down the strike
If you're
zone.
gonna tee up an innuendo about having seeds planted all around the world, aka you planted your seed all around the world, I'm gonna definitely
just
hit
let
that
it run
one.
right down the strike
No,
zone,
I'm
but
gonna
he
hit
had to
that
swing
one
at
every
it like
time.
fucking Barry
I
Bonds.
am hitting that one every time.
That should have been a strike. You should have struck out, buddy.
Nope. We hit that. We knocked that one right out of the park. It was great.
Kind of like that board is with the side of
Dude,
the.
I'm fucking over it. So anyway, all right. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you guys want a free sample of Nano Extreme, make sure to send us all your info. There is an email in the description down below. Send me your address, your shipping address, your email address, and your name, and we will get you a free sample there of Nano Extreme, the best pain relief cream on the market right now. All natural, super great. And with that being said,
Super duper.
thanks to Slacker for sending us this Slacker tool that
We're still slacking.
we're still slacking on making content
I
for.
think you
We're
should
gonna
tap
make
it
some
one more time.
We're gonna make some. We're gonna make some. We're gonna be content kings this summer.
Well, I did
I
go
doubt
riding
it.
yesterday,
I know.
and I needed it.
On a 2025.
I gave you one.
I know. I didn't take it.
So how?
And
so
and even better, I was with Loose Program Denver himself. He
Oh,
had
Lord.
one.
a slacker?
One of these ones right
Probably
here.
the same
No
one.
way.
it's
And
prob-
we were gonna use it. Dead. So we had to use the old-fashioned one with the
Unbelievable.
stick.
I was about
and
to say
jump
it's
up and
probably the
down.
same one that we used back in 2017.
Probably. I don't know.
Unbelievable. All right. Let's jump into this here.
What about everybody else?
What do you mean?
Did you say
I
gutter work?
said
Did
everybody.
You say complete
I-
racing
I-
solutions?
Have you?
Did you?
He's still rattled from the DB show because he missed a 5-minute monologue of sponsors and segments we're doing.
I blacked out.
Jesus.
How many fingers about hold up right now?
You drunk?
I mean, DB's teeth were just so nice and straight. I'm just baffled.
What the fuck?
Fuck is wrong with you?
They,
God, I hope he sees. I can't wait to start cutting shorts out of this.
Just sending it to him
Him
for
just
no reason.
gargling DB. I'm
no.
texting him at the
no,
break.
no. But to be completely serious, I think it's super cool that he even takes the time to talk to us idiots.
We're super cool. That's why he does it.
Whatever, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
It might help that I tagged him in every single short I posted also, but, whatever. It's fine. I'm totally kidding. I did not do that.
Just
I didn't do
no,
that.
no.
Just the
I
Hayden
did-
Degan ones.
Yeah,
no,
just
I
the
really
AD
do
ones.
think it's pretty cool to, like, if you take this and look at it from a wide angle. This
Yeah.
is the guy that in the booth that we listened to on Saturday night
Yeah.
talking about the race.
Yeah.
And now he wants to take the time to spend 40 minutes with us and get our opinion.
One of
I
the-
think that's pretty cool.
One of the most liked dudes in the industry and the moto community. Yes. No, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm greatly appreciative. As cocky as I am, I'm greatly appreciative that he did reach out and wanted to have us on the show. And he's coming on our show too at some point. I thought we were going to do like a crossover show here tonight, and he was like, "Nah, let's just keep them separate." Okay, cool, no problem. So
Yeah.
within the next week or two, we'll have him on our show also. Talk to him about his new Club MX deal and all that kind of fun stuff. So
And then we'll be throwing questions to him.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
hard-
might have to prepare a little bit, boy.
Yeah, probably not.
No,
But
absolutely not.
Okay.
Hard hitting.
No,
Hard hitting.
either way, like, I just can't say that enough. I think it's kind of cool. So.
Anyway, all right.
I'm not glazing him, I promise.
Yes, you are.
I'm not glazing.
I'll text him at the break and let him know, though. All right.
I'll just DM him separately on X. and
Okay,
just say,
that's
hey,
fine.
Man.
Anyway, show 302 here. Philly wrap up. Looked terrible. Ended up not being terrible. So, real pumped about that. And, yeah, we'll break it all down here. So, in order for me to go get that board off the side of the thing, you
Throw
two-
something at us, Mr. Host.
All right, we are going to start here. 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. If you're in the Southwest Michigan area, Gutterworks can help you with all your exterior modifications to your house. So make sure to hit them up. It is that time of year. Get on the schedule. They get very busy. And if you wait too long, it's going to be winter before they get to you again. So
You should call him to take care of this board you're about to take care of.
yeah, I don't think that's the case. I'm just going to set it down instead of having it leaned up. Anyway, all right. Let's go here. Let's start with Justin, since he is our resident Chase Sexton homer here, as we just found out. Chase picks up the win, drops the points down to 12, basically can win this if he wins out. Go.
I think the crazy thing about that is that, now that obviously Anderson's gone, obviously we've had no Eli, no Jet, no Hunter, all these guys keep dropping like flies, and this is not a shot at anybody else. But let's be real, this is pretty much mano-y-mano, as DB said. It's down to Chase and Coop. But it's like, if they go 1-2 the next 4 rounds, not only do they tie in points, and this will be the first time that I can think of that the way that the winner is separated is because he has more wins. Mm-hmm. And to me, that is crazy. Now, we never get that lucky and never have a crazy situation like that. Something always happens. But I started thinking about that. I'm like, if these two go 1-2, because I don't see how anybody's going to get in between them.
There's
AP might be able to, but let's be real.
And there'll be some team tactics stuff.
There's going to be something going on, but just for the sake of it, if they were able to go 1-2, the fact that this would come down to them being tied on points, and the winner goes because he has more wins, and it's something that always gets talked about in sports, but it never usually works out that way, because for it to work out that way in a long series, so many things have to happen, and if that happens, that just shows you, too, how this was a once-in-a-lifetime season that we've never seen before. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about how many winners we've had in 450 class. Talking about how many winners we've had in the 250 class. And it's like, if you talk about the 450 championship is decided because the 1 and 2 guys tied on points, but the winner is because he has more wins, I don't know. That just shows, like, we're going to look back, if that's the case, in 20, 30 years and go, 2025 was the wildest frickin' Supercross season we've probably ever seen. And
of course it is. Jet was hurt.
Why does he got to do that?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Eli Tomac beat him straight up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he also, too, he won one race leading up to that, and the other race he was only going to win because he, got second every moto. So, I don't really care about Jet. Like, we can talk about Jet at Paula. I don't give a shit about Jet right now.
Wow.
I really don't.
Wow.
I don't care about Jet. He's irrelevant to this conversation.
He's irrelevant to this conversation.
He's irrelevant to this conversation. I don't care. He's hanging out with his girlfriend in a hotel room somewhere.
Whoa!
Posting simp
photos on Instagram like a bitch.
Holy shit!
Damn!
You're not gonna be allowed in the pits at some point.
Clip that whole thing.
Holy smoke!
Yeah.
I really hope.
Lucas Myrtle, come on our show, buddy. We need to keep it rolling.
He's on Instagram posting simp photos like a bitch. Quote that.
Jesus. Holy cow.
Anyways, all right, cool. Let's go.
Why does the show go off the rails? Well, Justin Cole, what are your thoughts on Chase winning in Philly? Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
my God.
I need a minute here. Holy shit.
Look, man, if he does win it, you gotta respect it because, dude, he dug himself into a hole points-wise and mental-wise.
Yeah.
Like, he was in a deep, dark place.
Yep.
So if he makes his way out of this and does pull this thing off, it's going to feel really good.
Yeah.
And that's going to shut a lot of people up. But, yeah, I mean, I would like to see it. I would like to see either one of these guys win, to be honest with you. But can he do it? I don't know. That's the $1,000,000 question.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we talked about this on DB's show, so we've, there's some of this stuff that we kind of feel like we're repeating, but obviously the people on our show haven't listened to DB's show. So
they should go listen to it, though.
They should go listen to it. But let's pose the same things for the people that don't have time to go listen to all of it and just want to listen to our stuff. So, with this, does he breaks the stigma, correct, if he wins this by winning out? If he can actually win a title with a main contender there battling with him.
But they'll all say, though, what they'll all say, well, Jet and Eli weren't there.
Yeah,
there's
but
always going to be those guys.
Yeah,
right
but the Jet guy over here is like, look, dude, if he does that, then yes, he breaks the stigma.
Yeah.
As the resident Jet homer, if he does win out here and beat Webb, then yes, then he's broken that stigma. Now, I don't think that happens. He will find a way. That's what'll happen. Oh,
if
you're going first tonight, huh?
Well, listen. The thing that he's got working for him. Oh, you're gonna follow it up with another yawn.
Yeah, you see somebody yawn, then you yawn.
We're gonna trade yawns all night.
Oh my goodness.
The thing that he's got going for him is a steel chassis and some hard pack tracks coming up. So
I honestly don't think Coops can have anything for him when we get to Denver and Salt Lake.
yeah, and the other thing that concerns me a little bit is, remember, was it Birmingham that was pretty hard packed?
Birmingham was a little soft, but it was the hardest track we'd seen in a while.
And that was Mookie, AP, Sexton just handling everybody, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, you come down to where these guys are going to be on that level, it's going to be one aluminum frame guy battling the mafia steel frame guys that are under the same umbrella. Who's going to want to get in the way? Those guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Sexton honestly could rip. I think he could get a terrible start on those tracks and still come through and walk away from everybody. I mean, Sexton, obviously Chase can find a way even with being that much faster, but I'm sorry. Like, I don't see how Coop beats him at the final 2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that besides just speed and those guys going one-on-one is Chase has allies out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a threat and of an ally that Justin Cooper can be for Cooper Webb. So
My
true.
my only thing is like all it takes is one race here where he doesn't beat him, and then it's over. I mean, it's basically over, you know. So
all it takes is Shane McElrath coming in and cleaning out the pack again too. So
Or all it takes is the same thing that happened in Birmingham in the first Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Coop getting a terrible start.
yeah. Yeah,
Do
it
we have any
does.
more Triple Crowns left?
No,
No, we're done on
it's
those.
it's just straight 4 rounds.
Just straight
So-
letter E, huh?
Does Webb finger bang him next weekend if he beats him?
I don't think he beats
I don't
him.
know. So I did see that, and I thought that was interesting for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
using finger bang so that we don't get dinged on the socials if we use the other word. You know what I'm saying?
The G word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just say finger bang.
We'll just call it slinging.
Slanging.
Okay.
Slanging.
So
He slanged him.
finger slinging.
Crazy thing is that's the second time this year Coop's got finger slanged. First time was from his
yeah.
teammate.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been getting slanged. quite
Yeah,
a
he's
bit.
been getting slanged quite a bit, which is
2-1 on the
2
sling.
to 1, and
2-1
one
on
was
the
his own
sling?
teammate.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're 2-1 on slings this year. We gotta get him
Man.
back.
Yeah, he's got to do something. I don't think that happens. I think that Chase.
I
wins
just thought
anyway.
that was very funny that Chase made a point to do that.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
So obviously he's in his head.
I think so too.
I mean,
So,
why
yeah.
not though? I mean, good on Chase. Like everybody looks at Chase that he doesn't have really like this a lot of charisma, and he's kind of just like a robot and kind of says his
Yeah.
own shit.
No.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I mean, and Coop was kind of the same way for a long time. Like Coop said like wild shit in his 250 days, but he was never really known for this type of stuff. And then
Yeah.
after he won that title in 2019, his first, like that's where the whole finger slanging came from, you know. But I mean, good on Chase. But like, I will go that I will play the flip side of that is you know talk about being in his head. I don't think it's that. I think it's just Chase going, all right, Coop, you want to talk about like with the Seattle win? He's like, well, I couldn't let him gain momentum. I couldn't do this and saying all this stuff. I think it's Chase going back to Coop going, look, man, when everything's rolling for both of us, you aren't on my level.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to say about that race last night, and I've said this before, is Chase does his best work coming from the back.
Yeah.
And he came from the back last night.
Yeah.
So he gets out front and gets a start in these next 4 rounds.
Yep.
What's going to creep into his head? I feel like he needs to start 4th or 5th and come through and win.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best scenario for him because that's how he does his best work.
All right. So we'll finish up talking about Sexton with this here. Justin, we'll start with you. Percentage, and I don't want any more discussion than this. Just a number. Percentage that he wins this title.
50-50.
Percentage he wins this title, Cole.
Sexton, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 40.69.
That's very
And I'm going to go
precise.
5%.
Damn.
I just think he'll find a way, dude.
That's wild, dude.
Like all it takes is one of these he finds a way to not get
It's
not
all-
beat him and then it's basically over. Unless Webb makes a mistake. So, all right. Speaking of Webb, gets second there. That was a good Cooper Webb ride, just not quite enough. Thoughts, Justin?
I think it was very interesting to me, at least in my opinion. Now, obviously, I haven't looked at the sector times, but I think to me the biggest difference on that track is that Chase, honestly, and it's crazy to say this because of how good Coop is, Chase was better in the greasy, hard-based ruts. You know, we always talk about how good Coop is turning down in corners, and Coop, in my opinion, is one of the best when it comes to, you know, when he's connecting the track and he gets a good idea of how to set up for corners, you know, seeing that lean angle limit, where's the traction give. He's really good about getting into those ruts and then being able to hit that same line consistently lap after lap. But you talk about how that track was with the rain that they got, you know, it had that greasy top layer and then the hard base. So you drop into those ruts, and then you would sit down a little bit too much, and then you hit the hard base and spin a little bit and lift. And Chase, being so hip-heavy that he is, I think he used that to his advantage. He's so good about getting that energy to drive through his hips and get the bike to plant, whereas Coop, he's really light. Like he's obviously not a big guy, first off, compared to Chase. But I think for the first time in a while, Chase's physicality, if you want to use that as the word, and that's the only thing that comes to mind in this way of explaining it, his physicality actually worked better for him. Because if you look at a lot of the times, like, Chase looked like he was not second guessing. He'd drop into a rut and he'd lean it over and he'd let the rut carry him through. Where I like Coop, there wasn't a lot of stop going where he was like dragging the clutch through the corner, but it looked like a lot of times he was just kind of like standing it up a little bit at the apex. And Chase would just get into the ruts and get out and get through them clean.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest difference on a track that was technical in a lot of ways, and we'll talk about this more with the 250s. But once you got things figured out, there was not a lot of separation. And I also think, too, the last thing I'll say about that is when Chase got the left line of the whoops, the rhythm through, like, what was that, like lap 3 or whatever, when he got that dialed in, I think it was like, dude, like, you're good. Like, you're not making mistakes anymore, so.
Thoughts on Webb's night?
I think he's obviously pissed off, and I don't really know why. I feel like, given the situation it was, and he followed him through the pack like that, I don't see how he can be as upset as what he seemed on the podium.
Do you think it's because he thought the same thing we all thought, which was Sexton had to beat him yesterday, otherwise it was, for all intents and purposes, over, and Sexton did that. So now
Sexton
it's not
kept it alive kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Webb should be upset with his night. He did the damage control he needed to do, but he didn't control the damage as much as what he would have liked, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think he probably knows that come Salt Lake, come some of these hard pack tracks, he needs to get a cushion now.
Yeah.
And he left a little on the table. So, I mean, as far as Coop's ride, period, just coming through the pack like that, just latching onto Sexton and coming through, like, I don't think he could be upset with the ride itself.
Yeah.
Now, the situation, I would be frustrated.
Yeah. All right, so Kenny, third. Start with you. That was a fantastic
no shoulder,
start. Yeah.
No shoulder, no ankle. He's gone, runs away, hides, wins that, no problem. Also want to say, gosh, damn, that blue on the Suzuki, the gear, the whole deal. It looked good.
Yep.
It looked really good.
Yep.
Something for you guys also that I was thinking on the way here. If you're Ken Roczen, you gotta stay on that Suzuki in that program. After how you've ridden and how good you look this year, you gotta stay instead of hitting the reset button now.
Stay away from Ducati, bro.
We'll talk about it during silly season, but that still sounds pretty promising. So he's gonna stay there.
Man, I don't know.
So
I think the offer that Ducati's making is a leverage tool.
I think I was surprised, I'll be honest with you. I was surprised that he rode that well with how qualifying went, the way the heat race went. And obviously we know with Kenny now, especially this far into his career, that he really doesn't give a two shits about qualifying or the heat races anymore at this point. He just needs to get in, get a good feel for what his bike's doing. But even then, like, if you, as we like to joke, that was not on my bingo card.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have told me before, after first practice or first qualifying, whatever you want to talk it, that Kenny's going to rip the start and lead for however many laps and then get third, I'd have been like, I'll take that bet all day long. There's no fucking way. You're high.
Yep.
Yeah, for what he's dealing with, hell of a ride. Again, like I said, if he didn't have those issues going on, he's gone. He's gone. And I also want to give some kudos to Kenny on the podium. Leading up to this, we don't know a ton about his injury and all that stuff. He was very, very transparent on the podium TV interview on what was going on. Ligaments torn in his ankle, and just how if he sets his foot just right, it hurts. But if you wake up in the morning doing normal life stuff, he's really not that bad. And then the shoulder life stuff hurts more than on the bike kind of thing. Went into real detail with it, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, for sure. So
the one thing I want to say, what kind of is, I mean, outside of him being injured, which is terrible enough, the one thing that really sucks for me too is because we know that Kenny, like, he likes to show up every now and then at a couple of these outdoor races. Obviously, that's on that's part of his deal. Like, he showed up at High Point. He did Crawfordsville. He did Unadilla last year. I think with these injuries, like, I don't know if we'll see him at all in the early rounds of outdoors because he's probably going to end a Supercross in Salt Lake and go, dude, I need some time.
Well, I don't think he's got any outdoors on his schedule yet.
Well, he didn't really last year either, though. We didn't know he was
Yeah.
going to ride a 250, and he just decided
Yeah.
to do that. So that's what I'm getting at is that, the last couple of years, we've gotten to see Kenny at a couple outdoor rounds show up just for the hell of it. And even though it's not been planned, it's just kind of one of those things that is like now with these injuries, like, is he even gonna show up at any of the outdoor rounds? Or if he does, is it going to be kind of like last year where it's like late in the year? Because like even though Kenny's obviously not a contender and he's not there for the whole year, I still like watching Kenny ride, and I want to see Kenny ride outdoors. And if we don't get to see him, because like that's just going to be the bummer thing for me is like he's probably going to leave Salt Lake and go, dude, I'm taking summer off.
I mean, that's 100% what it is. I mean, he's at that point in his career where he doesn't want to grind outdoors anymore.
No.
And I mean, it sucks, but it's awesome when he drops in for 1 or 2 and can still kind of go the distance and give us something to talk about. But I think his outdoor days are done, man.
I think so too.
And that's what I'm thinking is with these injuries. I'm like, dude, he's probably not going to be at any outdoors, and if it is, it's going to be the last round. Well, the last round now is Butts Creek, but
yeah, I mean, it locks him in for SMX, and he's back and dialed for those. I mean, that's just the way SMX is going to change the landscape of our sport, where outdoors isn't going to be a necessity, and if you're hurt, you just drop back in here and there, which I like. That brings more
Yep.
I don't know. So.
Yep. Nope. That's good. All right. Moving on. Stu, 4th place. Anybody? Okay.
You're just kind of there, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at that point in the season where it's kind of like everybody's kind of jockeying for position, but it's just kind of really, it's a bummer. But we always get to this point. It's kind of really only about Chase and Coop right now.
Yeah.
Because we have so many dudes that are out. Obviously, Anderson's out, Eli's out, Chase or Jet's out, Hunter's out. Like all these dudes are out. And it's like it's kind of just mano a mano, which is what it's about to begin with, is the championship. But everybody else, we see this with every year in both disciplines, or SMX is 3 rounds, so it'll never really be that. But they get to the last couple rounds, and you're just kind of like, hey, it's cool if somebody bangs off a win, but outside of battling for the title, everybody doing well. Like outside of what happened last weekend with AP, you're just kind of like, oh, this is really good. Like they continue to just keep building stock for themselves, but like. Mookie getting 4th is a big deal, or 4th, but it's like it's not in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. I mean, the effort level is just going to go down for all the rest of these guys because, I don't know what points to look at as far as 4th back go, but the top 3 are gone points-wise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's a top 3 in points bonus, these boys ain't fighting for it because it's kind of a swan song if Kenny keeps soldiering along like he is.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Mookie was there.
Let's be real. Most of those dudes back from Kenny are all getting ready for outdoors at this point. Well, I don't know how much Mookie's getting ready. He's racing outdoors, but I don't know how much he's preparing. But all these other dudes like J. Coop,
It's very
AP.
upset with you talking like that.
Why? He hasn't done anything in outdoors in a long time.
Somebody said something to him in an interview this weekend, and he was like, well, I was on Supercross only teams. I didn't sign Supercross only deals. They were Supercross only teams outside of when he got to Star, and then he's like the Star thing. Yeah, that one was Supercross only, but he's like before that it was like MCR who only does Supercross, and then before that he was
on
like
his own dime.
What?
He was on his own dime with that Suzuki, so obviously
that he was, but he didn't even go back that far. Before the MCR, he was on Joe Gibbs as a fill-in. He said, which of course he get back that far, and I'm like, I don't even remember.
No.
But yeah, he was just filling in. He's like, so all I did was fill in until whoever wasn't hurt anymore. He's like, then I was out. So.
I guess I didn't understand any of that. What is he upset about? Like he's never put effort in outdoors.
He's upset of people like you saying, "Oh, Mookie ain't doing shit outdoors."
Well,
I mean, no offense. Let's be real. When is he?
It's not that he's not doing shit. It's just like everybody portrays him as a Supercross only guy, and he's like, he is. I really wasn't trying to be Supercross only. He's like, this was just the teams I had.
I don't know about that.
All right.
No offense. He can say that all he wants, but like, let's be real. Even when he was on 250s, he never really put a lot of the one and only time I think he ever really put a lot of effort into outdoors was his first year on TLD 450.
When he put Barsha into the cable.
Yeah, when he was like 132 or 2, whatever his number was at the time.
I got the Shroud in my garage. Yeah. If anybody wants to buy it off me,
and he had a really good year that year outdoors for who was there that season. But let's be real, like he can say that all he wants, and I like Mookie, but he's not an outdoor guy.
All right, hey, I'm just relaying a message here. Don't kill the messenger.
Fair enough.
All right, but speaking of getting better as the season goes on, Savachi, 5th place.
Finally gets a start.
Got a start. Was running second. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Cool. Go ahead. You start with this one because you seem to have some real thoughts.
I
here.
mean, Joe Dog said it himself when they interviewed him.
Just call him Joe Dog.
Joe Dog.
Don't ever call him
You
that.
want me to call him Versace?
No, call
Versace
him,
Savachi?
call him Joey. That's maybe his handle, but he hasn't been gone like that since the 250 days.
Joe Dog.
He ain't swaggy no more. He ain't got that Versace action.
Continue with Joe Dog.
Joe Dog ain't getting fifth if the whole pack doesn't go outside in the first corner.
Well, this might be true too.
So I
That's
mean,
not his fault.
No.
Hey, I mean, he's capitalized on the situation,
Yeah.
and he'll even say it himself. I was hoping he'd get a podium, so I didn't look like an idiot at the beginning of the year.
I mean, Shane McElrath also got second last week.
But I called that, did I not?
Yes.
That doesn't happen if that's not a complete mudfest.
Yes.
I mean, Shane Sins in the mud, dude.
Shane Sins in the mud, baby. All right, Justin Cooper, 6th place. Cheese
I
pizza?
bet he's wishing he had a better start.
Cheese pizza?
No, he's not Cheese Pizza. Cheese Pizza never flew a private jet.
No, okay, so on the track, cheese pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I still don't know if I agree with that. Like, I think you're going to look back at his results, and they're going to be very similar. But him and Tickle, like, I don't see Brock Tickle when I watch Justin Cooper, because Brock Tickle, in my opinion,
Okay,
I
on
never
paper, I see Brock Tickle.
Okay, paper, but everything else that's important, I don't see that, because I never looked at Brock Tickle he was ever going to win. Like, I never thought Brock Tickle could ever win an outdoor race on a 450 or a Supercross.
I mean, I was watching Muddy Creek or something the other day on the vault, and it's like, oh, shit, Brock Tickle, third. Like,
yeah, you almost also forget he rode for Factory KTM there for a while, too. You're
he
like,
did.
that's weird.
Well, yeah, he took a bad supplement, but...
Yep, that's
I mean,
how the story goes.
we've all done that at one time.
Okay.
All right, sorry, guys.
Just gonna move on past. Teed that one up. I'm taking. I'm
Oh,
throwing some-
you don't knock that one out of the park,
Yeah.
but you talk about seeds. Fuck off.
So how many shots have you had in your ass?
Why do I have a
Get outta here.
voicemail from 51 minutes ago?
I don't know. All right.
From
Was
Mountain
it-
View, California.
Was it Alexis, Texas?
Jesus. Dylon 7th. Anything from anybody?
I hope he gets outdoors healthy.
Bro, how about him and Dino? Was it the Heat?
At least he beat Dino.
Yeah, the Heat, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they're battling, and I'm like, oh, he wants to beat
Oh,
him so
Dino's
bad.
got arm pump so bad.
And then you know he's just finger banging the Honda truck as he goes by.
At least
like,
he beat
see?
Dino, bro, because it'd have been a real bad look if he wouldn't
Why?
have beat Dino.
Why? You think he's pissed because he didn't get the ride?
He's so mad.
He's not really happy.
He's real pissed about that.
He thought he should have gotten
Yeah.
first call.
Well, he better call David Eller and bitch at him, because it sounds like David Eller isn't very great at running a team.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
With Colin Park not being signed until after the first of the year.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like a pretty loose program over there.
Loose.
Don't get
I'm
it.
talking mad shit right now. They've done a good job of putting a program together, but
Hey,
some of the stuff doesn't make
If
sense.
you want to
It
continue
doesn't.
this conversation, you say that with Eric on there, and you'll have another hour-long conversation because he'll be right on board with you.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversation about that last week. AP, 8th place. What could have been?
Listen, I think I am very confident in saying I think he wins the main last night if things all go to plan.
It would have been interesting to see how it goes.
That heat race was incredible.
Real good.
Like, I don't think
Real
I've ever
good.
seen AP ride that good.
No,
How about being the first one to 3 out of the whoops and go over the 3.53 in
that
the
was
corner?
cool too.
Just
Yeah.
out of his ass.
Yeah,
I thought that was sexual, just going through there.
Jesus.
What? So, yeah, I thought AP...
You were on fire tonight.
Well, he's not nervous anymore.
I mean, I tweeted this out, man. I was like, AP
nerves
going
are
through the
gone.
whoops, hitting that third one, popping
You're like,
up. Yeah, dude, going through the whoops, hitting that third to last one, popping up, and then just sitting into that thing and tripling.
oh, he was definitely sitting into it all right.
Oh, dude, it was sexual for sure.
I mean, it was definitely better than Degan.
It looked really good. Yeah, Degan about died on that thing, but
Yeah, no.
AP wins that main last night. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It would have been close, dude.
The
'cause he
mojo's
was
working
good.
for the man. I don't know what he's done the last 4 weeks. Or
He might have
what,
took a
but
supplement. What?
I don't know. Maybe he took Brock Tickle supplements, but he is fucking moving.
in his cheese pizza.
Maybe. But, yeah, AP, man, you're re-signed. You're living it. You're going on Dale Jr.'s podcast.
Yeah, that's
like,
fucking cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a different teammate next. Well, a teammate, but just moving
We don't
up.
know who it's going to be.
We don't know who it's gonna be. It's not gonna be Chase Sexton.
You don't think?
No,
You think Chase is leaving?
I do.
I think he's looking.
Look, we got TLR tinfoil hat, silly season talk here
Okay.
coming up.
No, that was really good though. That was really good. Yeah, I agree though. I mean, that just shows you. We always talk about like it's always between the years. It's always between the years when you get to a certain level, and I really believe it's got to be dating back. And I don't want to keep harping on this because it's already been said by everybody else. But like getting that podium at Daytona was a huge deal because you literally can pinpoint
That's
the
what happens when
timeline.
your dad whoops your ass before the race.
No, that's what happens when you listen to motivational speaking when you're sitting in traffic on the way to
Eric
the track.
Thomas. Yeah.
Eric Thomas is a badass.
Oh, that's what helped
That's what he
AP.
was listening
You can literally pinpoint the timeline of when his season got better, and it was that podium at Daytona, and then things started turning around. Because before that, no offense, he was having a dog shit year for his standards.
AP
Stupid
secret
shit
sauce.
happening though.
Oh, it does for sure. I mean, you even go back to what was it? Was it San Diego
Wherever
or no
his
A2?
bike was buried in Dylan Ferrandis'.
Yeah, A2.
Shit.
Yeah, so like I don't know what it is because we know he's all capable. We watched last year; he had the points lead at one time. Whether you want to say how he got it or one way or another, it doesn't matter. He won some heat races. Like we all were wondering what the hell is going on with AP, and he figured it out. And hey, man, even if they're not mud races, the next 2 rounds are soft. Even if they don't rain, you got 2 more chances to get a dub. Because no offense, he's not going to win in Salt Lake or Denver, but he definitely could win in East Rutherford and Pittsburgh.
Maybe.
He needs to win a non-mud Supercross to solidify himself a little more.
Yeah, I agree with that. He does.
Yeah.
Because if you go at the end of his career, you can still say, hey, I won 2 main events. But if you look at it and go, the only reason you won because they were mud, it kind of like, well.
Yeah, I mean, you break it down, 2 wins, damn, that's impressive. Not a lot of guys even have 1 win. AC, Pastrana, like some really good dudes don't even have a win. And then break it down even further, mud races.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick Ryan's got a mud race win,
Willie Surratt.
Jake Marsak's got a podium.
Still craziest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Jake Marsack got a podium.
Huh. All right. Anyway, moving on. Justin, your best friend.
My best friend. Best friend.
West Fwen.
Benny
Signed a deal.
signed a deal.
Signed a deal.
You're gonna see a baby giraffe on a beta for a long time.
On a beta.
Beta.
I mean,
Hey,
in
both
all,
those bikes look pretty good.
in all seriousness, he's been doing pretty damn good.
He has.
He's kind of living up to everything that I said that he should have been living up to all this
coming
time.
around.
Coming around. We're still not friends, but he's coming around.
Coming around.
coming around.
Do you think part of the deal is your dad's checkbook comes with it? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Yes.
No.
Dad's buying the semi.
Dad's
for the
buying the
race.
semi a la
there we
Derek
go.
Drake.
There we go. Cole, your guy Justin Hill, 10th place.
Officer Hill has
Not been cuffing and stuffing.
he has not been cuffing and stuffing.
Nope.
Officer Hill is still at the training academy the last few rounds.
Started strong, and here we are.
Can he get a podium at Salt Lake like he did 2 years ago?
I don't
Was that
know.
2 years
He's in
ago?
a weird.
2 years ago.
He
When
is in a weird little
2 years ago.
slump.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
I
it's
know.
2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago because the year Chase won the title. Out of nowhere, Officer Hill just pulls a podium out of his ass.
Yep.
That was at Nashville, was it not?
No, it was the.
Yeah,
It was the
he got a podium in Nashville.
no, but he also
was
got a
there.
podium at the last round too.
Okay, yeah. Justin Hill, boys and girls. Justin Hill.
You think girls watch this show?
Salt Lake.
Yeah, there is a girl. We tried to hook her up with you.
There's
Remember
one.
that?
There's
Salt
one
Lake-
girl.
yes, Salt Lake City, 2023, and that's it.
It's Nashville, dude.
It's not.
What do you get in Nashville?
Hold on. Let me see here.
I could have swore he podium Nashville one year.
Hold
I was
up,
there.
wait.
I saw it with my own
fifth
eyes.
place in Nashville.
Hold up.
2023.
Wait a
I
minute.
must have been drunk.
You
You must have
real
been. You
drunk.
probably it's because you watched Cooper Webb get his head run over, and you.
I
were
I did.
like,
I
God.
did. I witnessed that live.
Mitchell
there.
Oldenburg 11th. Anybody anything?
The beta looking good, dude.
Beta
The
looking good.
beta's looking good.
Shane Sins 12th.
Worked his way to 12th from last.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah,
last.
That is
Shane
true.
Sins is riding pretty good, dude.
Shane Sins is a good fucking rider.
He
Is
is a
Shane
good
Sinn's going to
fucking
do
rider.
something outdoors if they go outdoors?
Shane Sins will not do anything outdoors.
No.
I don't think.
Well, that was not a lot of confidence. All right, cool. Move on.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
You're like, no.
here we go again, going back into the record books. Shane Sins is a 250 outdoor overall winner, I think, more than once.
He's also a guy that was mathematically, and I know that's different from seeing it with our own eyes, mathematically in that 250 championship title hunt for quite a few rounds, too, that
Against
year.
Sexton?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that came down to the last.
No,
round.
outdoors. You were talking about outdoors. That year that he got, like when he was at Star, he was like in the points, like the points chase for quite a while.
Shane might be the real cheese pizza.
Is that because he's bald?
No. What does cheese pizza have to do with being?
Because
Chrome
cheese
Dome?
is just a soft.
Did you call him Chrome Dome?
Yeah.
So if I shave my head,
You got a chrome
then
dome.
it's gonna be
Clip,
Chrome
clip,
Dome?
clip.
As long as it's shiny and I can see myself.
Clip
in it.
that and send that to Shane and go Chrome Dome.
I don't know.
Jesus.
You've never heard it referred to.
Are you gonna get? You should get a jersey with Shane's face on it and say just say Chrome Dome.
No, Shane Sins.
So what do we
Sign
call him? Are we Shane Sins or are we Chrome Dome?
Shane Sins.
Are you shook again?
Dude, bro.
What's Shane's McElrath's nickname?
You know, Shane Sins. But you know what we need is a picture of him and a picture of his head and Johnny Sins' head on the same shirt and be like, one of these men is a pro racer and the other is not. Which is which?
One guy does it all.
And they'd be like, literally.
Look,
That'd be awesome.
I think we need to move away from Shane Sins and go Chrome Dome.
I don't think so.
Reason being,
I'm not doing that.
Shane is a man of faith. Johnny Sins, I don't think, is a man of faith.
No.
You sure about that? He
No.
could be. He's probably wore a cross in a couple of his movies.
Movies, he says.
Movies.
I was trying to be nice about that.
Like, what is this, the 1930s?
What's
you know,
the best
scout
movie?
for the movies.
What's the best movie he was in?
I've never watched any of his stuff
That
to
is
be
a
very
lie.
honest.
Okay.
No,
That
I mean,
is
dead
a
ass honest.
lie.
I didn't know who this guy was till like 3 years ago,
And then you looked him up.
and then I was like, yeah, I don't want to watch any of his
Went
movies.
deep in that library.
Yeah.
Nah, man, just Riley Reid all day long.
Whoa.
Whoa. My man over here. Big
Wow.
Riley Reid fan.
Big Riley Reid fan. I watched.
Wow.
I watched
Some-
a podcast. She was
You know
on
how
one
he
time.
spends like no money on anything?
We found out where it goes.
He's got a premium.
Who in the hell is paying for?
OnlyFans?
Who
There
is
we go.
paying for that stuff anymore? Like, if you're paying for that type of stuff, you need to get a life.
He said movies. He's got DVDs.
He's got DVDs.
Yeah.
Who has DVD?
Goes
Nah.
to Cirillas on a weekly
Yeah, he
basis
does.
for the rentals.
Actually, never been in there before.
For the rentals.
For
He
the
does.
rentals?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, he's
can we
probably
move
got
on?
VHSs still.
There.
Of Alexis, Texas?
Yo, the 40-year-old virgin. No, Andy, I won't take your big box of porn from you. Quit trying to give me your big box of porn.
Wow, from Shane McElrath
You never had a big
to
box of porn in your...
Oh, my goodness.
Shane McElrath
No.
to porn is not a
Don't
good
lie.
segue here,
That
boys.
is a lot.
So Shane Sins is now Chrome Dome, so we don't go this direction again.
I'm not calling him Chrome Dome.
Me neither, because I may be in that same spot.
Hey,
too.
anybody watching, hit the comments below. Chrome Dome or Shane Sins? What do you guys like?
All right, Colt Nichols, 13th.
That's
Anything?
kind of where he's
Okay.
at, man.
Justin Barsha had the lead.
Forgot how to use his rear
Forgot
brake.
how to use his brake and went
Oh
over the
my
berm.
God, dude, he looked like such a C-class racer. It was unbelievable.
When they were just like... When Stu was like, I think you forgot... he didn't hit the rear brake, and Ricky's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
I mean, if you watch it, yes, he lets off the rear brake, and I think he thought that rut was going to go all the way around.
I
and it didn't.
literally turned to say something to somebody and heard, oh, and I turn around and Barsha's over the back of the berm and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened?
I saw him out front, and I was like rubbing my hands together. I was like, ooh, this will be pretty good.
Spicy meat.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, that went away quick.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, that was the worst way to give it up.
Worst.
That is so embarrassing.
Yep. Speaking of being embarrassed, Christian Craig, 15th.
Christian Craig's embarrassed.
I've heard he's not really happy about these finishes.
I mean, is
Well,
it
one
the
was a full
bike, or
mutter.
what's the deal?
One was a full mutter.
I was going to say, think about what he's come back to. First race he comes back as a
Triple
Triple
Crown.
Crown.
Then he goes to Seattle.
Then he goes to Seattle. Then it's a full mutter. And now we had this. These aren't really Christian Craig specialized tracks.
Give him. Let's go to
and
Denver.
especially to come back midway through the season.
Let's go to Denver when we get some hard whoops. See what
The
happens.
thing is from what I'm hearing, he's been ready to go for a while. He just didn't
What's the
wanna
deal?
come back.
Like race intensity
I
is
don't-
like kicking him in the ass right now, or what?
I don't know exactly.
Probably doesn't have the cardio.
I don't know. Did Dean Wilson beat him?
No.
No.
Okay, if Dean beat him, then we're gonna be like, oh God.
Mitchell Harrison, 16th.
God, dude, that was a great start to that main. But
Yeah.
then, he just went backwards. Like, I
He
wasn't
probably-
expecting
I don't
him.
know,
I
guess
he probably
they
blew
finished
up. He was probably like, holy shit, I'm this far up front, and just
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, you think about, like, the last time he was up front and anything, like, 250 days, he knows all about that. But that was the first time he's ever been that far up front in a 450 main, and he probably just got buck
100%.
wild. And, dude, he was like, hey, man, he was pushing the pace for about a good 2-3 laps, and he was running top 5, and then it probably just, like, he's like, man, this is different.
I do the same thing in the local D-class races. If I get a good start, I'm pumping up within half a lap, and then it's just over.
yeah. Or you could be Dayton Briggs, just claiming that you were gonna win the main.
You mean Daxton Biggs?
Bro, did you see the shirt he made?
That's pretty good.
It was real good, yeah.
Hey, I told you his shit was going to blow up even more
Oh,
after the
yeah.
fact, and
Oh,
sure
and
as
guess
shit
what?
it did.
Didn't even make the night show this week.
No.
Well, who would have thought? I mean, dude, let's be real.
Yeah, anyway. Dino, 17th.
Training down to
Okay.
the dog pound.
Hey, that's that. I guess he's taking it very, very seriously, but in typical Dean Wilson fashion, arm pump.
Yeah.
He loves to get arm pumped.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, he's got 4 rounds for the last time he'll ever ride a true factory bike. Like, dude, he's embracing it.
Yeah.
I
What
would
are
be
you
too.
gonna do?
Grandpa
'Cause-
Earl opening ceremony.
Grandpa Earl.
That
is
is
fantastic.
phenomenal.
Because, like, he knows, like, once Salt Lake's over with it, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
And
What'd you think of the video?
the
The
Honda
announcement video. Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was. Lars could be a better actor.
I mean, it's like watching a
Dean
Johnny
nailed.
Sins movie.
Dean nailed it. But
See, you have watched the Johnny Sins movie.
I'm not sitting here saying I did never watch one.
Oh, okay.
That guy's been slanging for a long time, brother.
Slanging, banging.
Anyway,
I thought it was cool.
I did too.
I thought it was cool for such
you-
a shirt and tie organization like Honda to.
So, did you hear
little loose,
that
but-
the lady at the desk when he goes into Honda
Had no idea.
didn't actually have an idea?
Right.
Like she had no idea that he was Dean Wilson and was actually supposed to be there. That was legit.
That's what made it
her-
better, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
legit her being like, let me see.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is awesome.
No, that's good. The
Yeah.
Grandpa Earl thing. I mean, yes, Dean, let's be honest. You stole it from Jackass and Johnny Knoxville, but you took it and moved it into our niche sport, and I love it.
And he
So,
does a good job with it. So, anyway, Chiz 18th. Okay. Kev 19th.
Main event Marines.
Main event Morans. All right. Harlan 20th.
First main of the year?
No.
No, he's made one more. I think, did he make Seattle? No, it was last week.
Hasn't
Oh,
been going
okay.
well.
No.
Freddie 21st.
Poor Freddie.
Team
Poor
Green.
Freddie. And why? Okay, question for you.
Yeah.
Why was Freddie start? Why? I didn't know there were more than 22 guys in a practice.
What do you mean?
Freddie was starting second row for second qualifying. And like I
Huh?
saw, so like you know where they have the brake and the tough blocks behind it because they have those big tall ones. Freddie's sitting there, and I'm like, why is Freddie sitting there? Like, why isn't he in a gate for second qualifying? Because
All the gates were full.
and they were all full. And dude, I scanned that multiple times because I'm like, where?
Usually they don't.
Dude, I don't know, but he did. He was behind everybody else.
I
Somebody
don't know
dropped
how-
the ball somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, he finagled his way on that one because that doesn't happen.
I don't know, but that blew my mind because I was just like, wait a minute, this is not how this goes.
He should have been.
Did that blow your wig back?
It blew my wig back.
He should have been in B group.
Blew some hair off my head. And
Chrome
Jeremy Hand 22nd.
Jeremy Hand.
He's made quite a few.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, he should be. I mean, he's been doing this long enough, and he's got the talent too.
Okay, and that is your 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
We made good time.
We did make good time. Now we're not going to call Eric. Eric is,
Out. Dinner.
yeah. How do you know that?
I'm just guessing.
Oh, no, he...
Most people eat dinner around 6:30.
Yeah, well, he was supposed to come on, but they were, I guess they're packing, I guess they're going to Florida for something, so I don't know. So,
God, I wish I was going to Florida.
huh?
Wish I was going to Florida.
I mean,
Book
you
a
and me
flight,
both.
pussy. Pony up.
Saddle up!
Saddle up and book a flight.
Yeah, why don't you just
How
book
about
a flight?
Villapoto hitting the leap
I'm
on
a
a
fucking
250F?
killer.
Look at this. Yeah.
Was that 07?
Yep.
Anyway, so all right, so we're gonna roll into the Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. So for anybody who needs any help with nutrition, training, any of that stuff, make sure to check out CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Coach Rob and the team there will help you out with all that. They have the Coach Rob bot, which is an AI learning thing that can help you through your through all of your different stuff. Also, so make sure to check them out. There's links in the description down below. Let me get into it here.
Let's see. You got some notes ready
When
to
do we got to
rock?
call Kev?
Not really. We call Kev whenever. I don't know. We'll see.
Rude.
We're going to run through the whole show
Oh
so that the
my
members
God. Okay.
get all of it like
All right.
they're supposed to.
Let's rock and
and
roll.
then, yeah.
Rock and
Then we
roll.
can try to call him afterwards if we want to.
Did you give him any advice on what was wrong with his engine?
We didn't
Oh.
talk to him last week.
Yeah, we
He
didn't
did
talk-
get a crate engine.
He was actually did text me later. Said sorry they were sleeping because they didn't get out of there until whatever it was.
Oh, I'm
Did you
sure
tell him
they-
we don't give a fuck
About
about
4
his
a.m.
excuses?
No, I don't even think I texted him back because I was just like, it's not a big deal.
This guy.
He didn't text me till like Monday. So like I don't know.
Okay. Oh, he didn't text me till Monday. I'm not gonna text him back till
All right,
Friday.
let's get it rocking and rolling.
Let
We're
me
good
see.
on
Maybe I
time with the
text him
show.
back. Maybe I text him back.
We're good on time with the show.
I'll
And-
look.
Oh, you're gonna text him back today?
I'll look. No,
Hey
no.
man, I'm gonna text you back. But hey, by the way, you wanna come on the show?
Hey! Can we get this rolling? We're making really good time.
Justin's
for the
got a
first,
place to be. He's got to go home and watch Formula One highlights.
I don't watch highlights, bitch. I watch the whole race.
I will,
Okay.
I will watch the highlights.
So
after
he's got to
this.
go home and watch the whole
I'm
race.
gonna watch the highlights after this.
No, just
And the
sick
MXGP race.
I've watched already that all other than the last like 3
that's
Because
minutes.
I gotta
doing
see
all
where
day?
I gotta see what this
No.
Oreo Oliveira
Hang on.
kid-
Oreo? Did you call him Oreo? What the fuck?
I
His
don't know
name's
what-
Oriole.
Hang on.
What is his name?
Oriole.
Oriole.
Oriol.
He's Oreo.
Oliveira.
Hang on.
He's Oreo Oliveira.
You
Before we-
respect that, man.
Before we get really deep into halftime here,
Okay.
and I'm sure you would like to know the answer to this maybe too.
Sure, why not?
Take us through a week in the life of Justin.
Well, I work all the time, and then
Okay,
I
so when
wo-
you
I
get
work and I
fine
work
all the
out,
time.
and then I.
So outside of work, morning,
5 a.m.
What's
what
Justin
are we doing?
well, I'm awake usually at like 4:30 in the morning.
Holy smoke.
All right, so you're up at 4:30.
All right, I take a shower, and then
Cold, hot.
it's a mix.
Okay.
Usually after workouts, it's cold for
A
quite
nice
a while.
lukewarm shower.
Yeah, lukewarm shower, and then probably about
This
20
is
minutes.
before or after the workout, though.
No, I don't work out in the mornings. I work out after I get home from work.
Okay, continue.
So
All right.
we're up at 4:30. We're
Up at
showering.
4:30, up at getting showered and getting dressed, and then probably about 20 minutes after I head to work. I depending on how busy
So
I am.
you're at work by 5:30.
No, I'm at work by 6 o'clock.
Okay.
6 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
So then, depending on how busy I am, sometimes I either work just a normal 8-hour shift or I work longer.
So you're out at 2.
Yeah, 2. Sometimes it's later than that. After that, I get home and then I work out for however long I feel like it. So that's not specific.
So what are we doing? Cardio
Cardio, lifting, just the same bullshit.
Hours?
in the house?
Yeah. I have workout shit in my house.
1 hour, 2 hours, 3. Yeah, he has a home gym he actually fucking uses.
Jesus.
So what are you working with? You got a squat rack or you just
No,
a
dude, I
dumbbell
don't.
guy?
I just regular free weights, shit like that. I have running stuff. So like I have a treadmill. I have a stair or fucking what are they called? An elliptical?
Stairmaster.
No,
Oh,
an
elliptical.
elliptical.
You grind on that thing?
Yes. Or when it's nice out, run outside. But my ankles are shot.
Me
so
and him are going to do a marathon.
yeah, we've talked about it, but probably
Yeah.
not. But all right, anyway.
We're going to do a marathon
Cool
together.
So then I-
participation trophy. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
You want to
that's
do a marathon with us?
No.
So then after that,
I'll go to
anyway.
the store and buy the same medal you're going to get for suffering.
I mean, have you ever done a marathon?
No. Anyway.
It's
then
a sense
anyways,
of
after that-
accomplishment when you get done.
And then after that, obviously shower, eat food because I probably haven't eaten in like 16 hours up to that point.
Holy smoke. So you eat one meal a day.
No, I eat 2 meals a day, but my meals are spread out usually by like 16 to 17 hours.
Okay, continue.
So then after that,
Hold
just
on. There's only 24 hours in a day, so that doesn't make sense.
so it depends on what time I eat. I try to eat again before I go to bed.
Okay, but you do see where the math there didn't math for me, right?
I don't give a shit.
You said 16 to 17 hours separate. Am I not right? You said 16 to
I
17
didn't
hours
say you. I didn't say
separation.
you weren't right. I
But
didn't
he
say
said
you
he
were
was
right.
twice a day.
I'm trying to get to the part where he gets his knowledge for all the different things he has knowledge of.
Oh, that's usually
Netflix.
not Netflix at all. That's usually like when I'm
After the second shower and
when
after
I'm
the
when I'm
food?
when I'm done hanging out for like just if I'm not doing anything that night, like whether it's Formula One or motos related stuff. Like if I don't get to watch the race on the weekend, like Formula One, I'll watch it on Mondays. If I don't get to watch the IndyCar shit, I'll watch it on a Tuesday.
Watch IndyCar too.
Yes.
Okay, this is what I wanted to dive into because
No.
I don't know how the fuck you get all this stuff in.
Because dude, I'm not I don't do a lot. Like I work out. Like, and I hang out, man. Like, last night was the first time I'd seen Matt, and we've got together for a fight in a long time. Like, I don't do a lot of shit anymore. Like, I don't have the mental capacity to deal with people's stupid shit.
I think we need to get you into golf.
I used to golf a long time
I
ago.
think you need the hobby
Why golf?
because it's easy to put your shit in the back of the truck. You go to the golf course. It's usually about golden hour when you're going, and the grass is just gleaming in your eye. It's very beautiful out. And then you're getting some vitamin D. You're getting the vibes. You're outside.
Oh, dude, in the summertime, like in the
You're
summer,
hanging out with your homie. You're bullshitting like we are right now.
in spring to fall, I'm always doing shit outdoors. But because winter is like death for me, I'm not outside.
All right. So what? So you got this dude, an encyclopedia, everything though. So that's why I just want to know how you get time to follow IndyCar, Formula One, NASCAR,
Just call it
NBA,
IndyCar.
fighting,
IndyCar.
India car.
idiot car,
Is that like India
It's
Supercross?
It's probably because a lot of the
V8
other-
supercar.
It's probably because-
curling.
it's
the
curling-
National Lumberjack Championship.
National Lumberjack. Hey, bro, that is a very intense sport. I'll
serious
fucking tell you
sport.
what. It's probably because I'm not like the normal person, and I don't spend all my time on my phone looking at social media. Like I actually like, pay, and we've had this conversation. I pay attention
He
to shit
only
that.
watches one Johnny Sins movie per week.
Yes,
alright?
exactly.
Takes
So
him
how
all
many
week to
how
get
many
through it.
times do you unload your gun? Unload your pistol.
Oh my god.
This is just.
Or unload your
This halftime report's
slinger.
out of control.
I don't
slinger.
know how I can answer that
You know,
question.
the shitty part is I have to listen to this too this week to like pull stuff out, which I'm gonna have to listen to this section here. To,
You don't
like-
have to pull this out.
Yeah, but then I gotta
Just look for
stop.
the keyword of the dumb shit we're talking about, and then just don't even listen to it.
Anyway, all right.
Okay, that's it. I was just curious of what Justin's life looks like because he's an encyclopedia of everything.
We could do life swap.
Bro, back in the day when I was
You can go live Justin's life. Justin can go live your
when
life.
I was
You
younger,
don't want to live my life.
when I was younger, my life would have been a lot more.
Maybe you got a dog and a chick. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't-
My life would have been a lot more impressive because I was traveling all the time for racing. Like I literally like was working on dirt bikes.
I'm not taking digs at you. I'm
No,
not
no,
saying
no,
you got
no.
a lame life.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I know that my life is like boring by most people's standards.
Hold on. Pause. I'm not saying that your life sucks.
No.
Let's just get that straight.
No, bro. I know what I'm saying to you is that like I understand that my life is where it's at. If it would have been like 10 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, okay, like I'm back on a Monday, back working Tuesday, and then we're gone. I know what he was getting at.
That was Cole being like, I don't want my name in the note. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I know that's not what he's saying. What I'm saying for anybody that's like, oh, that's boring. I'm like, yeah, I know that my life isn't that spectacular. It's just back like that was a long time ago.
Are you looking for any new hobbies?
No, man, because there's a lot of shit that I've done over the years that like I
Yeah,
latch
he's trying
onto.
to learn how to juggle with one hand so he can jerk off with the other one.
Exactly, bro. I want to learn how to fucking fling a katana around.
Well, that's why you got premium.
The
But
only
I don't have premium.
The OnlyFans page is gonna blow up when he's juggling
God.
with this hand.
this is
jerking
probably why
with
we're
the
like
other
Shadow Man on
100%.
YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube
100%.
views are just not good.
Just not good at all.
Honestly, though, if we created a podcast where we just talked about this shit, it would probably go through the roof.
Oh, 100%. I keep
Maybe we
trying to
should.
tell you guys we should start at like 4 and we can do 3 podcasts a week.
We need to just get smart and figure out how to do it from like a webcam, and we can just sit in the comfort of our own homes and do it
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
I
Then
don't
you
like that as much.
instead of having to get up and drive here.
Can you have?
I don't
yeah.
like that. I don't like that as much.
I
He's
mean,
not wrong.
driving here takes probably an hour out of my day where I could be picking up sticks in the yard, or I
Did
could
you
be
just say it
mowing the
takes
lawn.
an hour? You live 10 minutes away.
20.
You are not that far.
20.
It's all back roads.
Yeah, 20.
You don't even have to stop at the stop signs. No one lives out here.
Okay, say 40.
Justin's
Another
15.
5 minutes to stop and get a Red Bull.
Oh, so that's my fault, is that you don't go and buy. You don't send your chick to the store to get a full case of Red Bull to have at the house so you can just grab one out the door. That's
no, because
my
that's
fault.
an unhealthy habit, because then I drink one every day.
Nothing wrong, bro. As long as you're not
Instead-
drinking more than
instead you
400
waste
milligrams
10
of
minutes
caffeine.
stopping at the gas station to get one every day.
Okay,
This is
whatever.
why we don't. This is why-
Whatever, 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
No, I get-
I could mow half my yard.
I get what he's. I understand.
I
what
mean,
he's
I
trying to say.
understand too. I was doing yard.
Time
work
is money. I'm
55
worth
days.
70 an hour, dude.
It's been nice having you on the show.
If you're worth 70, Jesus,
We'll
I need
see-
to
we'll
renegotiate.
We'll see you on the next one.
I need to renegotiate my
No,
contract.
that's not literal numbers.
I know, but I need to renegotiate my contract.
You guys are getting fucking paid for this?
You guys are getting fucking paid for this? I was like last week with one of the jokes with Eric. I was like, "You're getting paid?
Yeah.
Shit."
So, okay, anyway.
All right, let's get on because God, that was people are going to be brutal on that one.
Anybody got anything for the halftime show?
You're a douche. You are such a douche. This over is like, I gotta listen to this bullshit. He's got nothing.
I don't. Dude. There was some stuff I was listening to, and I went to take notes, and then never took notes. So I don't really have much here. I don't.
You don't have a tinfoil hat.
So TLR tinfoil hat we can talk about.
I know you got one.
Because
We'll
the
skip
TLR
across.
tinfoil hat is what we're doing for our silly season. You weren't here last week, so you didn't know this. But that's our silly season segment essentially here until everything gets sorted out. So the first domino to fall, which is strange, is AP getting re-signed.
Yep.
So that's a weird first domino. But at the same time, I feel like it lends some more credence to Chase's leaving.
Yeah.
Because they
because they're
wanted
like-
to secure somebody.
Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing about that though is that he, with him being signed, and we kind of, it's not obviously confirmed, but we kind of all believe that Chase is going to Kawasaki. He's at
Yeah.
least leaving KTM. We know that if Tom wins this title, he's got to bump up, but obviously that's not a guaranteed. So it's like, if Tom doesn't win the title and he's got another year in the 250 class, then it's like, oh, well, if Chase leaves, what then?
Yeah.
Because if
That's a
Tom doesn't
great
bump
question.
up, Juju's not bumping up. Now that we now know he's secured a spot on the fucking team.
What's AP's deal? Is it 1 or 2 years?
I don't know.
Because I'm telling you guys, they keep like the talk of the Coonins, like it's still not fully sealed that they're coming over
all
yet.
I know, there was a press release they got re-signed, right?
No, he
It's
kind of
just
all
been-
but anything confirmed it
Yeah,
on Paul.
I mean,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's 1,
But what?
2.
But you see what I'm asking though? Like,
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What happens then?
Well,
though?
that's why I'm curious of what if it's 1 or 2 years. If it's 1 year, makes sense. They have 1 year, and then they can.
Could be a weird
Refigure out their
void there,
options.
though.
like, do we really think that they pull a real? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a stupid move because it'd be the only move to make, but like one of those moves where it's like, well, we had nothing better. They just move RJ over to the KTM.
I don't know.
Because RJ's bumping 450 for outdoors, and then he's going full time. So it's like if
Well-
Chase leaves, and then Tom doesn't have to move up, and we don't know what's happened with Sasha and Lucas. Is it like?
I think that's the beauty of. That's the good thing about KTM having 3 different manufacturers under the umbrella is they
Yeah.
can kind of move things around like this.
Yeah.
Is that their only
So-
play though? Like I'm asking.
I mean, basically, if you look at that group, right? So you have AP, Barsha,
Malcolm.
RJ, and Malcolm. So you got 4 dudes. So
Mm-hmm.
realistically, if you really had to,
I think Barsha's going.
you could slide. Yeah, we all think Barsha's leaving to go to Ducati, but you've still got Mookie and RJ and AP there. So you could slide somebody over.
Yeah. AP's locked in.
Go to a one man, whatever you're
Yeah.
doing, whether it's
Who do you-
Husky, gas, whatever.
Who do you?
I mean, that kind of points to me though. Like they lock AP down. That I think that makes that smoke into a fire or with the Kawasaki.
Sexton leaving?
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
so too.
Put your manager's hat on. What would you guys do if Chase leaves and Tom doesn't have to bump up and you have to choose?
If Chase leaves and Tom doesn't have to bump up, I put Mookie on that bike next to him.
You?
Because
I put Mookie on the factory KTM as well.
think about the fan interactions you're going to have. Because let's face it.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Let's face
those
it.
2 under the semi would be great.
Great.
Yeah.
Because my thing is like there isn't anybody else you're going to go to get to win races.
No.
So
No.
at that point, okay, now we got to play it where we have dudes that get results and sell bikes.
You know what the bummer thing for KTM though is they've literally had a dude underneath that tent for how many years now that has been a guy that could win a championship and
Yeah.
then be for the first time since.
But look, I think they got to go the direction where they have second-tier guys and 2 second-tier guys due to their financial situation.
That could be a thing too. I haven't really kept up on that since they got bailed out. So has anybody listened to anything about that? Anybody know anything?
There's-
Cooksey put something new up a day or 2 ago where
Yeah.
it's not great.
There's
still.
information out there, but I haven't taken the time
I
to
don't
read
know
it.
either.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
so,
look into that.
I mean,
this
he's
week.
digging on it and he's keeping up to date. So if you want to keep up to date, I guess he's the source. So.
Check Cooksey's channel.
I just
Yeah,
think
so-
that they're gonna have to do that because like I think Chase is leaving, and I'm like, when we'll get into it when we talk 250s. I think that it's less and less likely that Tom wins this title and has to bump up. So it's like
Whoa.
now you have to make a
Yeah.
decision.
We'll get to that in 250.
Yeah, you have to make a decision, and
Yeah.
it's like who you moving over there.
I'm taking Mookie.
I mean, I'm not saying either one's wrong. That's why I posed the question.
Yeah,
Like, what do you do?
I take Malcolm Stewart for reasons Travis just mentioned. I
Yep.
think just overall vibes over there. You
Okay.
don't have to.
It's not like it's a
You don't
bad
have to
choice.
switch up the programs like Baker program stuff. Like I think it's just a very easy transition, and these guys they don't have the leverage to ask for top tier money.
No.
No, and
So-
like I said, I think that if they get the Coonan situation figured out, then we're having a whole different conversation too, because then you have to start thinking about the whole restructure of the KTM group if those two finally decide to come over.
Well, if the Coonan situation happens, then you just drop either AP or Mookie after next year, and then you put. Which, to be honest, the Coonan situation could still happen because they could still put Coonan on a 450, not take anybody over. Barsha's leaving.
So
you're on
he
RJ
wouldn't
and
come
Mookie.
here and go back to a 250.
Lucas doesn't
No.
want to go back to a 250.
Well,
It's like
that's
a Prado thing.
That's what our resident GP guy says.
He doesn't want to go back to a 250.
Yeah, so.
But I don't want to see him on
so
a
you still
450
could
in
do
Supercross.
that. Then you'd run 3 250s, or you put whoever the younger one is.
Sasha.
Yeah, you put him on whatever the 250 Husky gas, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think you need to put them under their own semi and bring on a title sponsor of bubble wrap for both of those guys.
That's the weird thing.
You're
is-
not wrong.
The weird thing too here
You're
is
not
not only
wrong.
do we have financial issues with KTM, but then you have the whole Husky gas downsizing situation and what's happening with that.
Yeah.
Well, let's
So-
be real. They'll come over here, and then Bobby Regan will poach them.
Because then you have,
Yeah,
because
Fuck.
then you have what's it called? You have Casey Cochran. Where's
You have
he
Ryder
going?
D.
Ryder D.
Ryder D.
Where's he going?
And then you also have the two amateur kids, and Luke Fauser and Clark Robbins, that are gas KTM kids,
Yeah. So
Well,
it's like
and Landon Gibson.
and Landon Gibson. Ugh, dude, yeah,
Yeah.
and Landon Gibson.
yeah. So it's
So
like
you
what
have three
happens
kids that
with
you've been
all
working
that?
with.
Yeah. There's a lot of pieces there that
Bobby Regan will sign them all.
Get him a bike.
You know what
boy.
the sad thing is that I say that jokingly, but half not joking.
I don't know because the thing is they have a spot right now because I heard Cade Manier has visa issues.
Such a bummer,
Which
too,
is why we
because he
haven't
could have been
seen
like
him.
the he
So
could have
this
been
we did indeed say on our show.
because he like dude they
Yeah.
were looking at him being like the next what Cole Davies is right now. And
Yeah.
like dude, he actually was supposedly supposed to be better starting off than what Cole was in Supercross.
Yeah, but I heard, and I don't know if it was
Yeah, there's
Pulp or somebody
yeah.
else that visa issues, and that's why we haven't seen him.
yeah, because he was originally hurt,
Yeah,
so
He got
So-
deported.
no, he didn't get deported.
I don't know they got
He's been living down at the
Jesus.
farm.
I don't know they got deported, but if his visa's not up to date, he can be here, but he can't. But you can't work here.
Yeah.
Which is what he's doing. So I don't know.
Contracted or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
So anyway,
Well, and once those ships fall, then, and I saw, God, what's the guy? Chase Curtis, the dude that got smoked.
Yeah.
yeah.
He said something real interesting that I had never heard before, but Kawasaki was hot after Malcolm Stewart at one time.
Interesting.
Could you imagine seeing a Stewart and Kawasaki again?
Yeah, it'd be
The
pretty
Stewart
incredible.
Kawasaki link
Super
after
cool.
all these
27
years.
on a Kawasaki
Super
again?
cool.
And then also just kind of like a big FU, it being in 7 gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of the debacle of everything that has gone on with Stewart's as far as gear deals have gone over the years.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the number 4, I think is
Yeah.
having very strong conversations
But-
going there, and Kawasaki's gonna throw more money than KTM's gonna.
Mookie on
I
a
guarantee
Kawasaki,
you.
though,
Yeah.
it'd just be funny. But the unfortunate thing about that, like we're talking up here about how crazy and cool it would be, it would only be like an oh shit moment to people that have understanding of the sport. Because some of the
Yeah.
newer people would go, why is that a big deal? Like
Yeah.
I don't.
It's just all the history that
And then it's like,
they've had with
yeah,
that brand.
if you knew what seeing a Stewart on the back of like the jersey on a Kawasaki, and then it being in 7 gear of all things.
I
like-
don't know. You know what I think is going to be even cooler though? The launch video with a number 4 back on a Kawasaki in all orange gear.
Some old school, what was that 2000, 99, 2000?
Whenever
yeah.
whenever Carmichael took
99.
the reins,
That'd be cool. That would be
the
cool.
number 4 on that bike will look good.
Yep.
And bring him out in orange gear.
Yeah. There you go.
People would be like, okay, that's actually that's
Yeah,
pretty
I
dope.
think that'd be
that's
sick,
pretty
so-
dope.
Yeah.
They better do something with that if that's the case. They
I'm
need to.
sure they will. Okay. Anything else here?
Who else needs to fall?
I don't know. The big one.
What's
was
Tomac do?
stay a
Well,
star.
that's way up in the air too. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're hearing the same things I am because
Like, you can't, at this point in his career, go somewhere else. You got to take less money and stay with what you're
Yep.
doing. You
I mean,
have
why?
to.
Why wouldn't he?
But the thing is like, that's a hard one because, dude, you straight up beat the guy this year in Supercross.
Yeah.
Like, you
Wait, are you talking like you think that like there's actually people that believe he's going to leave? Because I don't see how that's possible.
There's a big talk that they don't
From
want
who?
to pay him.
Oh,
Go get an insurance policy.
I don't think money is the issue anymore with him.
I don't know.
He's all about the motorcycle.
I think he's at this point in his career because he keeps going back. I think he wants to prove a point. Like, dude, let's be real. He didn't have to keep doing this for the
I
money.
mean, I understand. I'm just saying that there's, from what I've heard, listening to other stuff, and just the few little things I know, there's a lot of money going out at Star right now, and I know they
100%.
keep adding stuff, but there's a lot of money going out at Star, and obviously Tomac felt like he went in there and did something here until he got hurt, and so
Enough
he
to
wants
keep
more
his-
money.
There's nowhere
but
for him
they
to go,
can't
though.
give him more money.
There's nowhere for him to go.
The big problem is he wants the cable clutch.
Yeah, he wants
There's
to.
only one other manufacturer with a cable clutch, and I don't think he's going to Suzuki.
That thing
There's
is
no-
right behind.
There's
His,
no-
his
there's-
legs is a little. It's not strong enough to kick that bike.
There's
Can you
nowhere.
imagine- Can you imagine Ken Roczen and Eli Tomac on
On the
Suzukis?
Suzuki's.
I would actually shit a brick if the end of their career they ended up not only on the same team but on a fucking Suzuki of all things.
Or here's another fun one for you. What if Kenny moves to Ducati and then
I just don't
that
see that.
opens up Suzuki
No.
for Eli to go there?
I don't think Eli, with the way him and John work, that they would be able to do the Suzuki thing. Not that they don't respect a guy like Larry Brooks and Dustin Pipes and all them, but I don't see that happening.
I mean, I don't see it happening either. But like I said,
And the bike's too
there's-
slow. No offense.
Again-
He's got to. Yeah, I mean, he's already saying the Yamaha's not fast enough for him.
That
Which
bike's
is
not going to be enough.
fucking
That bike's
wild.
not not going to be enough for him.
He's got to go bonuses only, maybe take an insurance policy out on himself, and maybe bring in his own sponsors.
And, bro, with the way he was riding beforehand, why wouldn't you do bonus only?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said,
I don't see him going anywhere.
There's smoke out there with that one, too, of
There is.
what's he going to do? And I don't know.
Speaking of craziness, not even though this doesn't have anything to do with riders, but it has to do with Star Yamaha. Did y'all see who's going to Star? Kind of going. He's the 250 manager starting.
No.
Oh, Will
It's not,
Hahn.
it's not
going
Jensen
back.
Hendler anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, Will's going. He's gonna be the 250 team manager.
Will Hahn's going to be 250 team manager
Star.
at Star.
Yeah.
Who left?
Where is Jensen?
No, nobody
going?
left. Like he's just going. He's gonna be the 250 team man. That's what I asked. I'm like, where the fuck is what's Jensen doing?
Yeah. Interesting.
Bobby's pissed. Jensen didn't pick up his scooter.
Buyout?
Dude, Brad Hoffman and Jeremy Coker's gone, so that little tidbit doesn't hold true anymore. But Brad Hoffman and Jeremy Coker at one time did want to trim the fat on the Star Squad.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can say that Jensen Hendler's been the fat. Like, he's run a pretty damn 250 program.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Hahn.
But it's Will Hahn.
When Will Hahn was there before, they were talking to everybody they could.
Yeah. They're still talking to everybody. Who did I hear they were talking to the other day?
Fedorstov or whatever.
Fedortsev?
Yeah,
Fedortsev. Yeah.
That kid's good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Blair's going to lose another one.
Wow. That's not going to be his fault if that's the case.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Anything else?
God, I mean, who else is out there that...
Triumph is going 450s with Jordan Smith next year.
Still wild.
Do they bring a
That's it.
second 450? Or are they just bringing one?
No, just one.
They had a
Just
great. They started.
Just Jordan.
They started off their day pretty damn good today in Italy.
Did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
With Camden
How'd
McCall.
Cairoli look on that Ducati?
I watched a clip with Jeremy Sewer's GoPro, and Cairoli was in there first couple laps.
Well, wasn't good. He DNF'd the first moto
Bike broke?
and didn't start the second moto.
Bike?
Bike. Rear wheel just exploded on him in qualifying.
Interesting.
Send the clip to Ken.
That's why I made the comment when you guys brought up the Ken thing. I'm like, that's a bad move.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Don't go
Stay
to Ducati,
right
bro.
where you're at, dude. Stay
Like,
right where
don't
you're
don't go to Ducati.
Stay right where you're at, Ken
Nah,
Roczen.
yeah, don't go. Because I'm telling you, we all love Ken Roczen up this table, but that will be like the nail in the coffin for Ken Roczen.
Yeah.
It's not a good fit. You could do some cool social media stuff with him and Ducati, but as far as racing goes,
like, developing the bike too. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
why
not-
I like the Barsha thing. Everybody says how great he is behind the scenes at actually developing stuff and just grinding on the testing. So,
Ken's just too late in his career to do that. I just don't want to see it.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
I don't know. Any 250 moving parts.
I think 250s is going to be wild, but like we
don't
talked
know.
about this last week. Like
Yeah.
I think that there's so much stuff that could happen.
I don't even know whose contract's up and stuff in that. There's so much in 450s that, like, the 250 stuff, I'm just like,
Star is always going to be the biggest talk just because by sheer volume of people. KTM I think is locked up, but like you said, what's going to happen with Gas and Husky? PC I feel like if there's not any talk, there's got to be some moving parts because
the biggest thing with PC is, like, what happens to Drew Adams?
he's not apparently going to be back till Paula, so that's all I know about him.
Yeah, I mean, not. And then they're bringing in Masterpool.
Well, and
then
they also got
bringing-
Landon Gordon coming up out of the amateurs.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot going on there.
Like
that squad's almost as big as
Star.
Like,
Sorry.
bro, I hate saying this, but I kind of made this comment after Detroit. I think you got to get rid of McAdoo.
Yep, I agree.
I think depending on how I
Go to Firepower Honda.
I love
rebuild
me
yourself.
some Ty Masterpool, but if he struggles outdoors, I think that you gotta get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Ty keep getting that shot, but like if he struggles outdoors, so then you're looking at Seth. You're not gonna get rid of Seth because he's had this resurgence. You know, you're not gonna get rid of Levi, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, what's gonna happen with Drew Adams?
Yeah.
But that's about it. Like in Marchbanks, I don't know.
Drew is getting kind of yanked around here.
Drew's getting fucked.
Yeah, which is real annoying.
Yeah, he's getting the whole Rider D.
He's definitely getting some Rider D treatment, which I think
Yep.
Rider D, that was even unfair, but this is really unfair to Drew because, like, Drew just, I don't know.
That's right, because I forgot, because he came back in to ride.
Futures. And then
he came back in. He went pro at one of the races.
he went Crawfordsville, but then he was supposed to.
No, he went pro in a Supercross here. What one was
Yeah,
it?
no, he rode at the at A2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he got hurt at Glendale.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that, like, he got brought in because he was only supposed to be doing futures, and then it's like everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think PC's got to do some cleaning, some house cleaning. You know that Honda, nothing's going anywhere there.
No.
Joe and Hymus are locked in.
Yep.
So it's like you start running down the list of all these different teams, and it's like the only team that really has any movement, wiggle room, is Star and PC.
Yep. So who's going to Star? Who's going to PC? We're swapping back and forth.
Well, even if you were
It's
to
gonna be interesting.
even if you were playing a hypothetical team manager, you start looking at some of these guys, and you're like, well, who would fit well where?
I don't think there's anybody really in the amateurs that's got me hot and bothered.
No. You could. I mean, I could go on a rant about this. Just it's the whole Steve Mathis thing all over again. But it's like you look at these amateurs, and it's like
Or as golf people would say, amateurs.
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 You know what they're going to do? They're going to continue to keep pulling GP dudes. And you guys can laugh all you want, but like it's going to keep happening.
They'll win Daytona.
Or they'll win a
Supercross
Supercross title in their second year. One of the two.
They'll win Daytona.
They will win Daytona.
I don't know what's going to happen. Like, everybody's going to get force-fed to the 450 class, and careers are going to be over when you can literally still make a living in the 250 class.
And
I
you
think
know
it's
what?
a shame.
And you know what the sad part about that is? If we keep talking about how we want to grow the sport and we want to, be like Formula One, and I know all the people that watch this show are going to get sick and tired of us hearing about Formula One. You know what a lot of people would say in Formula One to the Cole's comment is? Well, tough fucking deal. That's racing.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of dudes I could go down the line over the years from Formula One, IndyCar. I'm sure Cole could name off dudes in NASCAR. They were really, really talented in the smaller divisions, and then they got to the big boy division, and then you're just, hey, you're still a damn good driver or rider or whatever, but you're not good enough at the elite
what
level.
do those guys go do?
Listen to
They
a
go
No, it's
back-
not fair.
They
Oh,
go back to Formula 2, or they have
Yeah.
somewhere to go back to.
Yeah,
We don't
it's-
have anywhere to go back to.
listen to a very interesting podcast with Jimmy Johnson this week.
You did?
Yeah.
Dale Jr. download, or what?
No, it
Oh.
was some UK guys, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Very, he lives in the UK now.
Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah,
Jimmy Johnson does?
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know he was doing after he left IndyCar.
him and his wife. Yeah,
Wow.
yep. Yeah, it was super interesting talking about a lot of the behind the scenes financial stuff. And like how NASCAR has now gone to the charter series thing with owning team charters and things like that. Super interesting to go, huh? And then like you look at it too, and it's like, we've got our two owners, right? Feld and MX Sports, basically. And then you look at NASCAR, and it's like, oh yeah, NASCAR owns this half of the tracks, and then there's some other family owns these other half of the tracks we race at, and that's who owns all the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't have race anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it fucks a bunch
monopolized
of guys.
it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very interesting to listen to and kind of compare dynamics between that and that. It was interesting, too, to learn how much the NASCAR financials have gotten rolled back since the heyday of, like, the 90s or whatever. Because he was saying, and I mean, I guess Johnson was more early 2000s there, he was saying that in his heyday, he was making, especially with winning titles, close to $40 million a year.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And
He
he's-
won a lot.
And he says now, if you win a title and you're really good and your merchandise sales are really good,
A la Kyle Larson.
10 to 15. Which, again, nothing to sneeze at, right? But it's like, holy shit, that's
You
a
think
big...
you think Kyle Larson with all of his royalties and everything that he's involved with is only making $40 million? You think he's not? You don't think he's breaking the $50 million mark?
He's less than 40 million, probably, right?
You think?
No, I mean, Johnson literally said...
No, I'm not talking about from NASCAR. You got to think about, and obviously he knows this. Kyle Larson is involved in everything.
Well, that's what I
four-wheels.
mean, though. But he's
Yeah, I guess I
spending
don't know.
money on.
Oh
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
though.
Yeah.
But how much you think he's actually if you were to gross? God, he's got to make more than $50 million
I don't know.
gross.
Branching off a little bit while we're on the topic of Kyle Larson, you guys need to go watch this video of Pastrana trying to drive a sprint car.
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen that.
I didn't watch it.
I
It's in
haven't
one of my
watched it, but
I
I
queues.
have
saw
never
something.
seen Pastrana. Pastrana gets in the car, and because he's so tall and stuff, they're trying to get him in it. He gets in it, sits in it, gets back out, and was like, "I can't do it. I'll pay you guys all for your time. Like, I can't do it. I will pay everybody here for their time to be here. I feel really bad, but I can't do it." And then he talks himself into it and goes and does it. But he was like all claustrophobic in there, and like he was
Interesting.
scared to death of one of those cars.
Interesting.
Esteban Ocon, they say the same thing about him in a Formula One car. They're like, dude, I don't understand how you get in a Formula One car. Like, he's so tall.
Whistling Diesel bought a Formula One car.
Dude, everybody's buying these old Formula
Vin
One.
Diesel?
No, Whistling Diesel.
All these
Whistling
dudes are
Diesel.
buying these old Formula One cars and stuff
They
like
don't-
that.
They don't have engines though.
I don't care. I want one bad.
It's
What are
just
you gonna do? Hang one on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, good,
Oh.
good luck with that. Good luck. First off, even if you were to somehow find the money to good luck getting in contact with someone that actually has a legitimate Formula One car.
Yeah, there's
Racecarsforsale.com.
see whatever Whistling Diesel.
Who's
Ra-
Formula One cars?
It was
They're-
a Red
they're
Bull
old
David
ones.
Coulthard car. Or
Yeah.
And they can verify that.
Yeah. Racecarsforsale.com sells legit shit.
They just don't have the drivetrains in them.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
well,
don't
then
have
who
the
gives a
drive.
shit?
They don't have the drivetrains.
Who gives a shit
I mean,
then?
you just get a
Who
V10.
gives a
just
shit?
get
You
a
know what?
V10.
You know why I say that?
Who
Because
gives a shit,
you know why
though?
I say who gives a shit? Because only because you get those cars, okay? And the average person, if you had the motors and transmissions, you could at least understand that. The average person cannot understand the other cool parts of those cars, the aerodynamics.
Oh yeah.
Because for like me, I'd be like, dude, I would want somebody to explain the aerodynamics of this car.
Yeah.
Because a red and even whistling diesel is not going to understand the aerodynamics of a Formula One car.
I mean, he's just gonna put some stupid, probably diesel
Yeah.
motor in it.
It's
and
cool.
Then,
And then he's going to launch it down a mountain.
it's
yeah.
super fucking cool. But like to
Yeah.
me, if I were like a fucking rich person that could buy one of those, I'd be like, dude, I'd want to buy the whole thing.
No, I'd get a straight pipe V10 dropped in there. I'd pay some real smart friend of mine who has an engineering mind to figure out how to strap a Lamborghini V10 in there.
And then
that's
just
straight
hold it
piped.
wide open.
Yep, and then put it on Motec and fucking off we go, dude, and just roll that shit.
I think you would get in one of those cars though, and I think you would be like super uncomfortable though.
I mean, it probably would be because it's not fit for me.
No,
but
I had a buddy that was
to
that-
rent a track and go out and rip 5 laps and then be like, all right, cool, this was fun.
I had a buddy that his work years ago at one of the IndyCar races, like they went down there and they got to do like hang out with a team, kind of like what every team does now. They got to hang
Yeah.
out with a team, and this was like right before this was like their opening ceremony, like an hour beforehand, and he got to sit in the car, and he's a bigger guy. He's like 6'1", 6'2". I don't know how much he weighed at the time, and he got in the car and he was like leaning down in, and before they could say don't drop your shoulders, he dropped his shoulders in there, and he dropped in, and he's just like. he's like, I can't get out, and the engineers just look at each other and they go,
This will be fun.
fuck. And dude, they had to disassemble the whole top half of the car to get his ass
Yeah,
out of it.
that's
Because he like literally like
Dude, Pastrana couldn't get out of this thing. They were banging the seat sideways and stuff, trying to get it so he could get down in this IndyCar, or not IndyCar, but sprint car.
I want to drive a sprint car real bad.
I'd be
No, you
afraid.
don't.
I'd be
Yes, I
afraid
do.
to, bro.
Fucking death,
I'd
dude.
be afraid to. I watched those GoPros, even like the Tulsa shootout, and like I look at them and I understand.
Yeah, those look fun.
Dude,
The
I'm ready to
budgets.
go up to like I-96. And
I understand like how you would be able, like if you like were something that's what you did for a living, like how you just consistently get around the track at speed without killing yourself. But I'd get in there and I'd be like, dude, this thing is way fucking too.
Have you
loose
never
for
been to
me.
a sprint car race?
I've been to one. I went to one over
Hartford?
Hartford.
Yeah, dude. World of Outlaws race. Went there back in the day. Oh man,
I'd
that
love
was
to go to the
fucking
Tulsa
cool.
I want to go to I-96 where they're actually moving, dude.
How big is I-96?
What is
Hartford's
Hartford?
a half mile. Hartford's big.
It's bigger than Hartford. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I want to go to the Tulsa shootout one day.
That's the indoor one.
Yeah, that's the big one
No,
that they do.
Are you talking Tulsa?
That's
or are
the
you talking
Chili Bowl.
Bowl
The chili,
National?
the chili bowl.
Yeah, the
I'm
chili
sorry,
bowl.
the chili
one-
bowl.
Chili bowl looks
Yeah.
sweet, dude.
Yeah, I want to go to the chili bowl
You
national
can
once.
buy those cars for like not much.
Oh, you're gonna buy one?
I mean, maybe one day. One day I'm gonna be like, I don't want to ride a dirt bike anymore. There's no cage.
I
around
guess
me.
Well, with age, get a cage.
I-96 is 0.4 of a mile.
Yeah, so that's not even a half mile.
I'll be honest, man. The only thing that I would ever be interested in actually getting in and driving, and something I really would want to do, is a Pro 4 truck.
That also is on my list.
Because I really want to go around a corner at Crandon just at 85 miles per hour, just pitching it sideways in a 4-wheel drive truck.
Like, I was scrolling Marketplace the other day, and somebody had a full Pro 4, Pro 2, but they were just selling like the front end off of
Yeah.
it. But there was a picture of it, and I was like, how much for the whole truck?
Just think about how much money they spend in fiberglass bodies every weekend.
Crazy to me, dude. I don't understand how the financials of that shit work. but
I'd
whatever.
be the dude behind the scenes, and every time one of those bodies took a shit, I'd be like, God.
Now, with that being said, though, yes, that is on my list too.
God, that'd be
drive
cool.
a sprint car, drive one of those. Like, there's a lot of that. I wish they still had the racetrack down at Disney World
Mm-hmm.
with Richard Petty Driving School, because I would go do that too.
I did the one at MIS.
Yeah, how was that?
Dude, you only get 2 laps, which is lame, because by the time you're figuring it out, you got to pull her in. But, I don't know, it's pretty incredible to me. I was afraid to keep it on the wood,
Yeah.
because dude, I didn't pay for the insurance on the car. I wasn't trying to put it in the wall. But, dude, I had that thing wicked, and it was
How much
just,
was the insurance that you did
I don't remember. I was just
versus
being,
paying for a car when you
listen,
put it in the wall?
Yeah, I mean, I was being a cheap ass, but, dude, I felt like I was moving, and my dad had a video of me, and I was like, dude, it looks like I'm only going like 60 mile an hour.
How fast were you going?
I don't even know.
There used
But
to
they
be.
got the cars choked down a lot. But the craziest thing to me is you just had to be confident, just turning
Turn it in.
it down, because you just start going up the track.
Yeah.
And you just keep that thing torqued the whole time, and like I could see your arms would get so tired going
Interesting.
250 laps. But
That's what they say about all those cars. NASCAR.
So when you say you were a cheap ass, that's why you only got to do 2 laps, is because you didn't.
I mean,
pay
you
for
could pay
more?
to do more
I was
laps
gonna
too.
say,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
so
That's what they say about all those cars, though, man.
I
You
also
gotta keep it on
paid
the
for my
ragged
dad
edge.
and uncle for like Christmas
that's cool.
present kind of thing.
Look,
but
I'm not really calling you cheap ass. I'm just saying, was there an option to buy more?
fuck you.
Hey, look, man. That's why. Hey, look, dude.
Thanks.
Hey, just
Nice.
sending it, bro. That's why Liam Lawson got his seat yanked. So I got a
I
seat
didn't
yanked.
even get the video out of us talking shit about him.
He already got
getting
his seat yanked
before his seat
and,
got
and
yanked.
you know what? I haven't seen the official results, but I know it wasn't good today either in Bahrain. That's why Yuki Tsunoda is also probably going to get his seat yanked soon.
Yuki Tsunoda's garbage. I don't
He's
know
better
why
than
they-
Liam Lawson, but the thing is Red Bull being the fucking dipshits that they are and not actually developing Red Bull drivers because they won 4 straight or 3 straight with Max. They're like, none of this other shit matters. They didn't start developing other drivers from the Red Bull Academy anymore. And then they're like, oh, well, when the second guy actually isn't really that good, we really don't have any more people. Now they're probably having to pull
on.
the other racing bulls, dude. And
Hold on, wait. Cue Danny Rick coming back.
he's
Oh,
not
here
coming
we
back.
go.
He's not coming back. Dude.
Danny Rick.
He's not coming back.
Danny
Rick's
Rick?
not coming back. He's just having fun riding a CRF 110 in Australia.
All right, back to the dirt bike stuff. We're way off the rails.
We are
I don't
way
have
off
anything
the
else.
rails.
Do you have a rant you want to rant about?
I mean, idiots and comments per usual, but
Let's get in this 250 class.
Did we have idiots in comments? I don't know.
Y'all
well,
nuts.
I got on a whole thing on X this week.
Oh, okay. See, I don't
Here
see
we
the
go.
X
We can
stuff.
we can bring up this topic.
Okay. Holster Co. Reload rant.
Michael Hicks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you see his post?
I know where this
No.
is going.
Michael Hicks
On
made a
X
post.
or on Instagram?
On
It's
Instagram.
about your favorite thing. It's about your
Okay.
favorite topic.
He
boy.
posted, it cost me $2,800 to get to Daytona, made
Payout.
$1,800,
Payout.
and he like broke down his payouts and all this stuff.
Okay.
So I just screenshotted it, no context, nothing, posted it, and everybody's like, "Well, yeah, you should just fucking quit then." And then I respond, and I'm like, "Well, in the same breath, you're probably the same guy that thinks we should have privateers, right?" Like these
Yep.
fucking people.
Yep.
And then they're like all arguing with me about, "Oh, that's plenty of money and all this stuff," and I was like, $200 million TV package, and this guy is only making $2,000. Like, come on.
You want? I was just gonna say, you want to hear something cool though to combat that? If we want to go on something that, like
sure,
on
go
the
ahead.
contingency,
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
guess what? GDR Honda. So everybody that follows
They-
Canadian,
yeah,
they
I like
posted all 3 of their riders' money, the money that they're going to make this year,
Dylan Wright, $125,000.
plus bonuses.
Yep.
Ryder
They say what the
McNabb's
bonuses are?
Ryder. No, they didn't say what the
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 bonuses
third
were.
guy was bonus only.
Noah Viney. We all know Noah Viney. Bonuses
only.
only. Ryder McNabb, like what, 65K plus probably bonuses because he's going to be a 250 threat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's actually pretty bad. Now a lot of people are like, well,
the actual GDR Honda team.
the GDR
posted
Honda,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
they posted their riders' money, the money that they're going to make at the end of the year from the team.
On Instagram?
Yeah, I think it was on Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, it's on
Go check it
Instagram.
out.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, that is such a weird thing. You know, we know what everybody else is making in every other sport, but we don't seem to know what our guys do. And everybody be like, well, that's Canada. It's not the point. It's the fact that the best team in Canada, motocross racing, posted their guys' salary for the year.
Yeah. Okay. So hang on. I'm gonna pull this back up. So the Hicks thing.
Yeah, I
Some
know
of these
exactly.
comments, dude. Like,
People
some
are
of these
people are
idiots.
dipshits.
So
dude.
this guy said, at the end of the day, he's just another lapper in a weak class. Get relevant or get a job.
Are you gonna say that to like Justin Rodbell?
And this guy said, cry. And I said, you're probably the same guy that says, we need private ears.
private ears.
And then one guy said the most stupid shit.
Arrogant, fucking ignorant bullshit.
It says the Coombs family wins every weekend.
That's fact.
Yeah, everybody was just fired up about it. And one guy was just talking about, I don't even
It's
know
just
where it
people
went.
just bitching that
Yeah,
other
keep going
guys
while
are
I find it. It was pretty good.
pulling shit up and talking about the money and how it's hard for them to make a living and all that kind of stuff. And I hate that it always goes back to, well, then go get a real job. Dude, they put their entire life on hold. This is what they wanted to do. How are you getting pissed at them? That'd be the same thing for, like, I want to go be a real estate agent. I've been busting my ass. I got my real estate license. I'm doing everything I could. I'm making cold calls. I'm going to open houses. I'm doing everything for the team, and things aren't going my way. Are you going to say, go get another job? What the fuck? That makes no sense.
No, it's
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
It's fucking
Look,
stupid.
This guy goes, You guys are misunderstanding me. Should they get paid more? Yes. I'm thinking in terms of business and Feld's POV. So if Feld gives out more purse money and then older guys retire, Jet wins everything for the next 10 years, then the product becomes boring and people stop. And I said, wow, I guess you didn't experience the dominance of Ricky Carmichael for 10 years, and I think we're still all fans of the sport, you fucking dipshit.
Did you call him a fucking dipshit?
It pisses me off though when the fans who say that they're fans go back and when guys that are struggling, it's not like Michael Hicks hasn't made mains. And Michael Hicks
Michael Hicks qualified 10th. It's not like
and
he's
it's
a
like
fucking spode.
and he's been lucky enough to do really well in arena cross the last couple years. But it pisses me off when the fans, the so-called fans of the sport, go, well, then just get a real job. Dude, he's trying to make a living at this. He's still an early 20s kid.
He is an above-average motocross racer.
He is. Why are you bitching at him that he thinks he should be making more money because he's been dedicating his life to this since he was on 50s? And I can say that because a lot of the kids that we used to sponsor used to race Michael back in the day on 50s. So I know that he's been trying this his whole entire life. He's not some just irrelevant dude that rides around in 50th qualifying position. No. He makes every night show pretty much he's ever qualified for. He's made nationals. And you think that it's bullshit that he's saying he should make more money? We all think that guys in their positions should make more money. We're not saying they should be making millions of dollars, but are you fucking kidding me? $2,500 and he made what? What do you say, $1,500 or whatever?
Not even, yeah.
Like, what the hell? This goes back to Jace Kessler telling us he made $800 for getting 10th at Unadilla.
Yeah. This is just a prime example of, if you go back to the Jimmy Johnson podcast, talking about how charters and having team charters like that brings the value of everything up, right? Like that's why Jimmy Johnson got investors and bought team charters. Mm-hmm. So that way he's got it, because what he's looking at is, we bought it. We spent, I can't remember what he said,
probably
30, 40 million maybe on a team charter with 3-car option or whatever. He's looking at 10, 15, maybe even 20 years down the road, that's going to be worth $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
His charter's an investment.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And it's like...
So what if we bring something like that to Moto? You think that works?
I think it 100%. Look at what they did with Formula One, dude. When they started having the team deal with Formula One the way it is and the way they do that thing, look at what that's worth. How much is a Formula One team worth?
Right.
$1 billion fucking dollars. How much is an NBA team worth?
Well,
multiple billions of fucking dollars.
Well, the Boston Celtics just sold for like 10, 12 billion dollars or something.
Exactly.
$13 billion.
You want to see money get brought into the sport, then you're going to have to do this.
It just pisses me off that everybody, like, look, we're not saying that everybody shouldn't be making more money. And we know that the elite guys, fucking Jet, Eli, all these guys should be making the most money, but we're not.
The frustrating part is there is money out there and it's not being distributed fairly.
But that's the problem, though, too, and everything you just said is that even knuckleheads like us, we know this. The average fan, the people that you're talking about, that those comments piss us all off, they don't understand that.
Yeah,
and we're not faulting them for not knowing, being lucky enough to have the knowledge that we do and know the people that we do. But it's like, you also shut your mouth and don't come after the kid because he made a comment. Like, he's trying to do the best he can.
So let's think about this. Let me hear you guys' thoughts. And I was thinking about this during this whole thing. Since the factory guys are never going to band together and just boycott a race, end of the season, how many factory guys are in each class?
You can't just boycott one race. That isn't going to work.
What if all the privateers just say, fuck it, we're done?
They did it.
There's only going to be 10 guys that show up.
They did it in MXGP. You can't just boycott one. You have to literally be like, we're not going to race.
Let the privateers do it.
So
see what kind of value those guys actually have.
I don't know that makes an impact. And to be honest, as I've said before, I don't think those kind of guys bring a shitload of value to the sport.
They don't, but the value is somebody's going to show up at a Supercross because they want to see 220-man heat races and 20-man mains. Without the privateers, there is no 20-man gates.
I'll be honest. I think if the privateers do that, they just shoot themselves in the foot because the show goes on anyway, and I don't think anyone cares.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Are you not going to watch the race because fucking... I don't know, whatever his name is, Collip isn't on the fucking line?
I'm not going to watch the race if there's only 8 factory guys.
Well, and this goes down to us talking about different series.
You used to watch the MXGP races, flyovers that have 10 guys on the line?
Yeah, all the time.
Thank you. I
think this is a separate conversation in the sense that this goes back to talking about separate series, but I think to just, if I'm playing devil's advocate, and I know what you're saying because we've talked about this, and I do agree that there should be a series for the factory dudes because some of the GP racing with only 20 guys never really matters. It's still some of the best racing of the summer. The problem is that even if you were to take all those guys out, the Supercross program because we know that that's what important. The structure of the program would have to completely change. Because you only have the program that they have as far as, like, there's this many dudes in practice, there's this many minutes, there's this many guys, and then we go
Because of those guys.
because of those guys. Not that they wouldn't figure it out because they would have to, but I'm here to tell you they would be running to scramble to figure out, okay, now our program has to be completely different. We can't just do this because there'd be no more heat races. They're not going to do a heat race with 6 dudes in one heat race.
I don't think
So do you understand what I'm saying?
I think we need to fully change the structure of Supercross
and that's
anyway.
and that's what I mean. I think this goes
We've
down
talked
to
about
2
that.
different
What would
series.
force that?
We've talked about this. I think it needs
Maybe
to go to
the power of change is in these guys' hands.
needs to go to 2 race with a Super Pole.
I agree.
Two moto format with a Super Pole, so it's the same throughout the whole thing. There should be 8, if you want to have 40 dudes, there should be 18 charters that you have to maintain 2 dudes per team.
Because
Always
honestly,
have a
per
reserve
class.
guy. Have a reserve guy.
And yes, and the same thing is Formula 1. Because guess what? You go to like
It's the same dudes all the
like
time.
Formula 1.
it's the same guys every
Did
weekend.
Liam Lawson drive a car?
Today? Yeah, he went back
No,
to race.
no, not today.
Oh.
Before he got picked up.
He went and drove the car.
I mean,
He
we all
tested
watched
the
that-
car-
we all
he
watched
tested
that
the car-
Netflix.
yeah, he tested the car several times.
But how many of those dudes? Every team has them, right?
Yeah.
Reserve drivers that are at the races that aren't actually driving the Formula
They
1
actually,
cars.
a lot of them, they put them in for this weekend in Bahrain. That was the most dudes so far. Granted, there's only been so
For
many
free
races.
practice one,
They
right?
had 4 dudes.
Yeah.
They had 4 dudes in free practice for the teams, and then they took them out for FP2.
Yeah, exactly. Same situation, except for our guys can actually practice because they can practice during the week. And then again, you have more dudes getting paid more. You bring the value of the sport
Yeah.
itself up. I mean, I know we've been over this.
We
and
can
over this
all
and over
fix.
this and over
Everybody's
this.
been over and over and over it, and it's never
But the
changed.
problem is that the thing is actually there, and even Jimmy Johnson said this, and the guy said it on that podcast with NASCAR owning half the tracks and the other company owning the other half the tracks they go to. It's an antiquated system. We are running an antiquated system here.
I also think a bigger thing, and I've been a big proponent of this for a very, very, very long time. It needs to stop being so damn easy to get a pro license.
Sure.
Because then you wouldn't have situation.
Hang
I'm
on,
not.
You want to see a screenshot that I just sent to somebody the other day that wants a pro license? Check this out. This is right on the MX Sports website.
So and I'll just finish my thought is then we wouldn't have this issue where we have so many dudes that are 20 seconds off of the last qualifying position for a night show, or even you get into outdoors and it's a bigger disparity and it's like 50 fucking seconds between them and the 40th place guy or the 36th place guy. Stop making it so damn easy to get a pro license because I'm sorry, it's not pretty fucking easy to get a Formula 1 license.
Check this out. So this is right on mxsportsproracing.com.
Okay.
In addition, AMA Pro Racing, MX Sports Pro Racing, and then it says AMA Pro Racing. That's funny.
Same thing.
May issue a license to any rider who does not meet the above criteria. Above criteria is Pro-Am points, etc., or Open A at Loretta's. In its sole discretion, a rider has adequate competition experience consistent with that found at AMA Pro-Am events. To be considered under this criteria, a rider can submit the following: a race resume indicating A races within the last 18 months, a minimum of 5 race results required. So I can go to Log Road, Redbud, myself.
And you get a pro license.
I can race Open A. 4 dudes show up. I look great on paper if I get third. Beat one fucking guy. And at least 1 letter of reference with contact information from an AMA national or district race official, a recognized industry representative, or a certified USMCA, United States Motorcycle Coaches Association, Corey Parlin. Instructor
AJ Catanzaro
is instructor who is personally familiar with the race qualifications of the applicant and who can attest for their skill requirements. And send your money and you're in.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous in my opinion.
But we're an elite sport.
So I work in the industry. I could write a letter for myself.
Because I'm here to tell you guys that I hate to keep going back to the GP thing, but to qualify for the GPs, like they're actually thinking about and it's probably not going to happen, but it's good thought for them. The only way you can get a pro license, because obviously they run differently. They have national championships in the sense of their countries, as opposed to over here we have local races. You have to compete in the EMX series and accumulate so many points in the EMX series to get a pro license.
Yeah, I mean, this is how the Joe Blow plumbers and Joe Blow locals,
Or your favorite guy, David Pulley.
I mean, David Pulley must know the local USMCA.
The thing is that if we're worried about the gate,
AJ Catanzaro?
the gate looking empty or something, I thought this at one of the MXGPs recently where it didn't look as full. It's why do we have 40 gates?
I mean, you're talking about outdoors?
Yeah. I'm talking about outdoors. I'm talking about indoors. Like,
Well, because all those tracks that we go to outdoors run local races, and they're not going to take half the gates. But if you're talking about Supercross, then you can narrow it down to 22.
yeah.
I mean, outdoors you can just bail up half the gates.
I mean, they've done it before in the GPs. They just section off that part of the start.
yeah. So
I'm not worried about that because as long as I still think it'd be fine. I just think that they would have to restructure their schedule. But once again, this is a totally different podcast because they need to restructure the schedule,
Yeah.
and I fully believe we need to have 2 separate series.
yeah.
Will never happen.
No, it'll never happen. None of this stuff will ever happen
Never
because
happen.
nobody will ever allow it to happen.
Yep.
But the situation with Michael
No.
Hicks, if we did, he wouldn't be in that situation.
No, because the promoters are making money, so they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Never happened until Degan comes in and tries to run his own
But yet
team,
it's-
and he's restricted.
But yet it's really funny because every weekend they sit up there for the fucking
But I guess it
LCQ.
didn't work with Chad Reed either.
They sit up there for the LCQ. Man, the LCQ, it always has the best racing. I'm sorry. 9 times out of 10, LCQ usually has no factory guys in it. That's odd. It's really weird. Huh? Right? Right? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the 250 class because we talked about that one.
We
Not
talked
a lot of
about
different
wow.
roads.
that was,
We went away.
Bro, we were doing really good on time, and then we just shot ourselves in the fucking foot.
Yeah.
We're still doing pretty
Hey,
good.
are people still watching?
Yeah, dude. of
Or
course,
we got
they're
some
in there.
comments asking us why we're idiots.
No, we've
Usually,
got,
that's for afterwards.
Let's check the chat. See what
I
we
am.
got.
So J-Matt started us with the Webb fans are feeling a little nervous, not going to lie. Patrick chimed in, said maybe a little. J-Matt's came back and said last NASCAR charter sold for $45 million, which is true. And then J-Matt's also said 1,000 horsepower direct drive 410 sprint cars are insane,
Yes, they are.
which is exactly what I want to drive.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Keep that guy that crashed into the
wall.
I
I
don't
think
want to
it'd be
see
fun.
you upside down and on fire.
I think it'd be fun. I'm
I
not going to
want-
be upside down on fire.
I don't want to be upside down and on fire. I don't have a
Yeah,
of that. But
all right,
What's the most horsepower you ever driven?
Me?
One tire fires in your little S10 don't
Did you
count.
say one tire fire? That was good, actually. That was pretty good.
Or a one-wheeler peeler?
That wasn't as good.
What do the new Corvettes have? Those
Like
500,
500?
4 or 5 from probably that.
Yeah.
I would say. I haven't driven any big horsepower cars, like big horsepower.
And he wants to get in a sprint car.
I wouldn't, dude. I'm
I
telling
was
you.
looking at a 3,000 horsepower Lamborghini 2 years ago, but that,
I'm here to tell
What
you,
were you
what's-
going to do? You were going to
Burn it
sign
down.
your name?
Burn it down.
yeah, sign my name, bro. That was exactly my thought.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man.
What I mean by looked at it is I said, ooh, that's got a parachute on it. Ooh, it's for sale. Ooh, 3,000 horsepower, 2.5 million. Swipe.
I'm here to tell you.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to drive one of those cars. Cool as hell. I'd go watch it, have mad respect for them. I don't want to be that loose.
Sounds like fun.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It does not sound fun to me.
I've told people all the time. I'm like,
Like a quarter midget or something like that. would
I
be
mean,
fun.
I'd buy one of those. I could buy one of those. I could sell my bike and buy one. They're like you can get them all day long on Facebook
I know what we should
Marketplace
do.
for $5,000.
I know what we should do.
Oh, boy,
Let's
here
put
we
our
go.
money where our mouths are,
Oh boy,
and let's have a driver face-off. We'll make content around it.
what do you mean a driver?
You both
facing?
are going to die.
Let's go get enduro cars, and let's go to Galesburg Speedway, motherfucker.
They're trying to close that down.
Okay, let's go to Kalamazoo Speedway
You
with
guys-
the big boys.
You guys are going to both die
Why are we gonna die?
We're gonna get enduro cars. They're like Mercury Sables and shit.
because one of you is going to crash
There's
into
a
each
roll
other.
cage around me.
Because that's never stopped somebody from dying.
Kalamazoo Speedway Friday night. Who's your money on? Me versus Travis.
I don't think either of you would finish.
Wow.
Is that serious?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
What are you gonna, are you guys actually going to race and actually what are you going to do?
Yeah, I go to fucking win.
Because
I go to win as well.
I'm not even going to talk about him, but you, because you've been around fucking race cars more than it's not like you've been around race cars, but he's been around race
he is
cars.
really shitting on you.
Wow, just shit right on my.
I'm
chest.
talking about him the same way. You know, it's a lot different than actually being able to just drive one and then actually race one.
We're talking about Honda Civic front wheel drive.
Never
like,
mind. You're fine.
enduro cars.
Oh, then I don't really.
Yeah,
know.
did I say enduro car? Like
I
three
guess
times?
That's what you've said.
I don't
You
think
didn't
I
know
was
what an
paying,
enduro
I don't
car
think I was
was.
paying attention to
He
that
didn't
part.
say we were gonna go run super lates like.
Yeah, what the-
fucking enduro.
My last name ain't Bozell, bro.
No,
Dude, they live that far from here.
no, and I wasn't good enough friends with him in high school to call him and be like, "Hey, bro, let me get in there."
Nobody was friends.
So we're gonna go get $1,000 race cars, and we're gonna line them up.
All right, well, can you
Oh, I have
also
no
buy
idea.
mine and get the cage in it and the seat and the belt, and I'll just come.
Well,
over and
let's
get
go the
fitted.
J-Law route. We're gonna start a GoFundMe to get Travis and I race car, and we're gonna build content around it. We're gonna have video of us spray painting dicks or whatever we want on the
I don't think
hood
I'm
of
gonna
it.
do that. I have a 10-year-old.
Okay, well, whatever. You're gonna spray paint your car pink,
Sure,
and
we'll go with that.
yep, you're gonna run the Pink Panther, and I'm gonna.
All right, I'll just say neither of your cars finish.
Why?
Guys.
You don't think I can race?
I don't. It has nothing. To do
I
with
always
that.
get shit on in go-karts because I weigh too much. That's the
It
problem.
has nothing to do with that. I just don't think your cars would finish. Whatever cars you two would end up buying would just not finish. They'd grenade halfway.
My lines aren't bad, and I'm always like, I always learn as I drive with go-karts, but I just weigh too much for go-karts.
You never had your car.
200 pounds is way too fat for a go-kart driver.
You never had it.
Okay.
How about you guys? Actually, how about you guys just get some shifter carts? Those are cheaper.
And then he'll really never have his car.
Well, I mean, depending on what you got in there. You can get
I
an
don't
old
know.
CR250 engine in there.
We could, dude. So we could get.
Get some old shifter carts, bro.
Let's do the Galesburg Speedway redneck face-off. I'm so
I
in.
don't need
I
to
think-
fist fight some dude.
I think shifter carts would be way more content.
The only
friendly.
person you're going to be fist-fighting is me. Actually, I'm going to qualify out front. You're not even going to see
I think
me.
the shifter cart content would be way better if I'm being honest.
I was gonna
but-
say we could. No, what we should get are cheap. We need to find cheap single-seater go-karts. We'll get 2. We'll build a circle track at my house.
Your backyard's water.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, I just drove by.
Well, okay.
We're going to circle race jet skis?
No. Yeah, so right behind the house where the blueberries are. But if you go back where the track is, there's plenty of room for a circle track back there where there's
Good.
no water.
I
It's
will
just the
dominate
center of
you.
the field. Wow, he's very confident in this.
I'm confident behind the wheel, brother.
very confident in this.
About as confident as Haley Degan.
What's my? How much do you weigh?
170 something.
What's my advantage for weighing 40 pounds more? Oh, we'll just put 40 pounds on your cart. So that way
Done.
the weight and everything's the same.
The weight distribution.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Put a couple cinder.
I'll put a weight vest on.
cinder block in there.
I'll
That's
put one of
40
those
pounds?
weight vests on that you Juicehead Gorilla lifters wear.
I mean, as long as it's about 45
What?
pounds, so that we're even, then cool.
All right.
That's a problem I always run into.
Hey, if anybody
too
wants to
fat.
support the
Shifter cart.
face
You know
off
what?
here,
Where's Amazon? Hold on.
Can we get on to the 250
do we
class?
dare call it the Fat Boy face off?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Single seat go.
Sorry, guys. You're probably
No. This is great now. Let's see. Oh, these are all electric. That's a problem. We need some real ones.
You gonna get a Temu cart?
Moto Tech Mud Monster.
No, we're not
98cc.
the Mototech Mud
I don't
Mad.
think anybody should have.
98cc go-kart full suspension. We can jump them too.
Dude.
No, dude, because then the contest is gonna become who can make this piece of shit last the longest, not who's the
I don't-
fastest.
I
It's
don't
got
think-
a roll bar, bro.
I don't
It's
think
good.
anybody should support Temu with their labor problems.
Dude, and we can get different color ones so that we know who
Had to
is
get
who.
political.
Sorry.
Let's see here. What
My
does
bad,
it say
guys.
this has? We're totally doing this. Customers say, find the go... Oh, never mind. Bro, this is us. Oh, I don't know we'll fit in it, though.
Oh
It
my
looks got little
god.
kids in
Why
it.
did we go down this road?
Because
Can we get on?
Because Cole wants to run his mouth about fucking racing.
Or we can do spectator drags. You get the S10 out, and I'll get the fucking Camaro out, and we'll let her eat.
Ooh, speaking of that, I saw this video on Instagram the other day of this...
The Blazer?
No, it was a first-gen Sonoma, which is what I used to have, and it was black, and I don't know what the fuck it had in it, but it was on
It
the
was
dyno.
doing spectator drag?
No,
Or
it was on the
oh.
dyno, and that motherfucker spun up and then shot flames out the bottom of the headers under it, and ooh, it was good. It was. I was like, man, now my dick's hard, and I need.
Well,
a
guess
new
what?
one.
We're not driving those.
No, we're not. All right, let's. That's been your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Make sure to check out Complete Racing Solutions for all your health and wellness needs. Help
And
you lose weight if you're fat like me. Go ahead.
you can't head up our friends from Rev X with the NASCAR engine to put in your shit.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. You know, actually, dude.
Maybe he can build us a
Dan,
car.
no, Dan has shifter carts. We could probably borrow.
Let's set up a course, dude.
Let's set up a course.
And then in the wintertime, we'll stud them up and we'll race on the lake.
Doesn't get that cold. I don't like swimming in the winter.
I mean, I'll drive up north to kick your
Anyway.
ass.
All right, let's jump in. 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. The monster. Cole,
Cole.
we'll let you start talking about Cole.
Hey,
Davies.
it's a Cole thing, dude.
Second win. When does the beef start?
When does the beef start?
Between him and Diggs.
I think he's vegetarian. I don't think there will be any beef.
Dude's from New Zealand. He ain't fucking
He's not vegetarian.
No, I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting to watch how it unfolds. Yes, all you knuckleheads out there and be like, oh, you guys don't even watch the Degan videos, blah 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 blah. Yes, we get it. They're boys, air quotes. Maybe they are actually homies. I don't know, but I don't care if you can be as tight as you want with your homie at the track, When the helmet goes on, there's tension there.
And when he's beating you, and you don't think he should be beating you,
100%.
there's a lot of tension.
Plus, I don't think
100%.
Hayden likes people that much, where he will continue to be boys with you when you're beating him.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Like to be the best of the best in the sport of motocross, you got to be an alien. You got to hate your competition.
Yep.
So
I think there's already beef right now, bro. Those comments in the press conference make me believe, even if they're joking.
Yeah.
We know that Hayden, as you like to always joke around and say, but it's so spot on, to
WWE,
WWE,
yeah.
there's always something behind it. So even if it's joking.
Well, what was the comment? Like, oh, I thought I had 5 minutes.
Oh,
left.
I thought I had 5 minutes if I'd have known, like, this and that, and I don't remember the rest of it. But it was basically like, yeah, I thought I had more time. Hayden, you've been professional for, what, since 2023 now?
Dad mode over
You've
here.
raced how many Supercrosses? You know exactly how much time you got left because Duff is definitely going to be telling you how much time's left.
And if not, you're all looking at the center
Tower.
pole.
You all
the
know, bro.
fucking
And like I said, people are going to be
scoreboard.
like, well, he was joking. Even if there's joking aside, Hayden doesn't do anything without a plan behind the plan. So that's even because he was right next to Cole.
Yep.
It's a little head game.
It is.
So
100%.
even if you want to say it's joking, it may have been joking to an extent. So I think the head games are already there. But as I mentioned, we were on DB's show, and DB, he stated Cole just goes with things, bro. He's New Zealander. He's like, he's like with Jet and Hunter in a sense. They're kind of like this fucking walking around with their head in the clouds. Like that part of the world, people don't understand. Like when people make the joke about Aussies and Kiwis, like just they roll with things.
Yeah.
They roll with things. Like
Yep.
that's a different part of the world than what we're used to over here. So even if he tries to get in Cole's head, he's not going to be able to because Davies is just going to look at him and like, dude, like, bro, I was hanging out with kangaroos last night. like it's just he's not
They're
going
just
to
be happy-go-lucky Danny Rick
yeah,
style.
he's
Yeah.
not going to be able to get in his head. And as I stated when we were on DB's show, he Degan.
Yeah.
He caught and passed him and gapped him.
Yep.
And then there was already a comment on one of your reaction shows. Well, if he had had another lap. Well, even Cole over here was like, Davies now knows how to win races. He was definitely marking the clock.
Yep.
He was getting into lappers. He backed it way down. Because I'm sorry, there was nowhere Degan was making up enough time on Davies, especially considering Davies was pulling away from him as everybody else in the whoops. Where was Degan making up the time? Where did he all of a sudden find a second and a half a lap if
Yeah.
Cole was not backing it down?
That's what I was trying to figure out was where he was making
Nowhere.
because they were obviously we were just
Nowhere,
watching him
because
on
old
the
boy was just
broadcast.
cruising.
They were
Yeah,
running the
and I
same
was like-
fucking lines.
And then like the last lap, I was like, Davies is just backing it down. He's not making time anywhere.
He did the same thing in Seattle. He had
Yeah.
5 seconds on Marchbanks, and then obviously Juju and Hayden, and then all of a sudden he just slowed it down and it ended up being like 2.2. I'm like, dude, he didn't get tired. There was no evidence of that.
Yep.
And he kept running the same lines that he'd been running all main.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't making up time anywhere. Davies was backing it down.
Yeah.
He didn't all of a sudden just drop 5 seconds to anchor
No.
with however many minutes was to go. So like I said, he Degan. He started behind him, caught him, passed him, and then continued to walk away from him.
Yep.
And then when he got out front, he really walked away from everybody.
Yeah.
So
He
did it in
hell
the
of a
best
ride,
way
dude.
possible, bro. He did it in the best way possible because everybody would be like, well, if Degan got a bad start and then Davies got out front, he'd be like, well, if Degan would have done this. Oh, no.
Davies
Cole-
was-
No, my friend.
No, my friend.
No, my friend.
Cole started behind him and passed him. And then I actually started thinking back. I'm like, when's the last time that's actually happened to Degan?
I don't know.
where somebody passed him in Gap City'd.
Seriously, I'm like, all jokes aside, can you guys remember? When is the last time that's happened to him?
I don't know.
Yeah, usually he's the one.
So he Degan,
Yeah.
bro. He Degan.
What are you making notes
I
about?
love
over
it.
there?
I fucking
That's
love
the
it.
title of the video.
Bro, I fucking
He
love it.
Degan.
He Degan. I love it, dude. And once again, all on board, and we're going to be the homers. Just watching that kid ride.
Oh, he looks
Oh,
great,
my God,
dude.
dude.
Looks
Just
great.
the way he puts the track together.
He
and
is so smooth, dude, and the fucking fact that he can just rip whoops as hard as he can and like doesn't back it down ever.
And like I said, the biggest thing I noticed was going along the tough blocks.
Yeah.
When have you seen guys do that?
Well, it's like in Indy when we were watching him and everybody else
Just
was
what,
jumping
fucking
and he's
4
just like,
ruts?
nope, don't care. Just
well,
gonna skim.
in the
that was very
Eli Tomac-esque.
well. Yeah, I mean, Kenny was doing it a little bit this year where he'd hug the tough blocks and go down
Yeah.
the side of it, but it ain't like Stewart and Reed and Carmichael and those guys just placing those bikes a peg length away from the tough blocks.
The crazy thing is, too, is taking that line. Like, it was definitely faster because it was stayed more consistent because it wasn't getting rutted up because nobody was using it. But you had to get such a good drive because for the fact that it wasn't getting used, it was still greasy on top.
Yeah.
So, like, if you didn't get a good drive and the fact, and I know they harped on this, but it's also true, that is the closest the exiting of the corner has been to the pre-roller. So be able to get his body straight and the bike completely centered going down the whoops, that was what was impressive to me in a section where everybody was just, we're so focused, we got to apex the corner. We got to turn down early to get to the inside, which would become the outside. And exiting the whoops, that line really wasn't like the preferred line because the way you had to set up for the 3-5-3, you weren't getting over it. So you were kind of going single, bounce, double, and it forced you to apex that corner because you couldn't get over the table if you didn't apex the corner.
Yeah.
So, like, just the way he was putting that together, and once again, the fact that he's 17 years old, and to be able to set up the section that early, that is beyond any 17-year-old I've ever seen.
The other thing that was very noticeable, and I mentioned this earlier, was coming down the start straight, and everybody was just diving to the inside and just blowing that rut out, and he was just slowly making his own, just a little bit out of there, carrying momentum more down the straightaway. Rolling the corner a little more.
That was something I did notice, too. He was so fast going down that start straight compared to everybody else. That was where he was catching people.
Like
well,
I
he
said,
was able to drive it in a lot more and
Yeah.
then stick that bike on an outside rut, and that outside rut became his own.
Yep.
Fourth, fifth lap, dude, that thing was way faster.
Yep.
And like I said, he slowly moves off his line inch by inch every lap until he figures out how he has got to set up for it.
Yep.
Whereas you, like I said, you see a lot of dudes, even the top dudes in the 450 class, when they take a line that they haven't taken all night, they just bonsai into it and then hope it works. Davies is like still taking his line in a way, but he's slowly moving away from it, but still staying in the same line. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, he's impressive.
he is very impressive, and I am actually super stoked to see the final 2 rounds for them and just to see what he is outdoors because I've only really seen him ride outdoors at the 2 combine rounds. Like, you watch videos of him, but here's the thing. He was impressive as hell at both combine rounds. So it's like,
Yep.
I mean, the last time I seen him ride that second moto at Ironman, he ripped a holy and he just settled in and won.
Yep.
So I don't know. But if he can... And I think DB's right. I think it's going to take him a little bit, but once he gets halfway into the series, I think he's going to get it figured out. But can you imagine? Because, like, Degan's probably going to win this title. Like, 17 down, even if Cole was to win the next 2.
Yeah,
And
they're the same age. They're going to be battling each other their whole career.
it's going to be hard. But can you imagine, though, if Davies comes out and he's just this good outdoors as well? Oh, my God.
Then we're going to really see it.
Then we're going to have a real fucking issue because, like, DB's right. Like, Degan's going to win this title more than likely, so that's all that matters. But then he's going into outdoors going, well, dude, I got everybody covered. Like, watch
kind of
what
like
I
he did coming into Supercross season. He thought he had everybody covered.
But then can you imagine, though, if Davies comes out at Paula and he just sets it on fire on press day and then sets it on fire in qualifying and then rips it. Dude, if he makes a holy,
I'm here for it.
holy shit. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Holy
Shit.
Holy.
Holy.
They're going to get that Royal Distributing whole shit.
Shit.
All right. So Degan second. You guys want to say anything more about it? We kind of covered him.
Yeah,
with Davies there.
But to answer your initial question,
Yeah.
I think the beef is brewing.
It's brewing. Simmering.
It's in the
simmering.
it's in the crock pot.
Yep. RJ third.
Dude, I was
Talk about getting saved by that red flag.
Holy smokes! He better send Dex and Bennick a little piece of his paycheck.
Little
Oh
bit.
yeah, because that main was not like
No.
dude, he would have been lucky to get back to the top. Like he wouldn't have been close to top 5, I don't think.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Now he's
He
fucking
better-
points later.
Lit kit with the gear.
I like it.
I love
It was
it.
cool.
What was that?
It was
It
the
was
Phillies.
baseball uniform.
Okay.
Yeah, not a fan of baseball, but that was pretty cool.
Pinstripes is
Yeah, it was
always
cool.
Some
I
of
like it.
the pinstripe baseball gear always looks good.
Yep.
Like Joe Shimoda stuff in Chicago.
Yeah.
The Black Sox or White
But
Sox.
Yeah.
do you they got 3 rounds to go.
Okay.
Where is your confidence meter though? Even though he has the points lead now, because I'm still not sold.
RJ.
Yeah, I'm just not.
I
Sold.
mean, after that pass through the whoops, I still don't know.
I'm not sold.
Dude, with RJ, same thing as last year. Till the checker flag flies.
Yeah,
I'm out.
I'm the same way. Like he was a gamer.
Yeah.
But
when
he
it
was
came-
sending it. I mean, he always sends it, but he was sending it last
Bro,
night because
how about like missing, skimming into the whoops, and then nose picking 3 whoops?
That's
in a
what I mean.
row, And then feed off, like Eric's story to us, feed off the pegs. It's
Yeah.
just like, I don't. What do you mean?
Hey
Nothing
man,
happened.
could you just imagine if his bars were rolled forward a little bit?
Oh man, dude, great, excellence.
Yeah, but thing about that guy is there ain't no quit.
Nope.
He's
No.
got heart. He likes to suffer.
Yep.
And I think we're going to get I mean, dude, I know there's still 3 rounds to go and 2 rounds of their own rounds, but I think we're going to get a showdown between the East guys come Salt Lake. I think that I think it's going to be a 3-way fight going into that final round.
Yeah, it could be. Seth, 4th place. Justin, thoughts?
I think he just pumped up.
I think so too.
He kept taking that one line in the rhythm where you're going 3-3, but there was a couple times where he's missed time in the second 3 and he was landing like deep into the pocket, and you could see like when it would G out, it kind of just like it
looked
dropped
like
him pretty hard.
Looked like a lot of curbs in the transitions.
Yeah.
So like I think that he just pumped up, but then he found second wind, and then like kind of what we said in the 450 class, like I think he just ran into a situation where everybody was doing the same thing, and he was going to have to send it in on RJ, and I think that Seth has now realized with this newfound way of going about races,
Dude.
it's just not worth it.
He's good though now. Like he like
Dude, that
he
heat race
It's
was
always
impressive.
been in there, though.
Yeah, it has, but he's never been able to like put it out like he is
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He is good now.
Which is crazy too, because like I think that this confidence, like even if he doesn't win this title, which he's only 2 points down, so he's obviously still in it. He knows he's better outdoors.
If it doesn't get red flag, does he win?
Where was
I
Davies
don't know,
at?
but
Where was Davies
but
I
at?
don't know.
he's definitely got a much bigger points lead.
So
Yeah.
so Hayden was like 6th, 7th, or 8th, between 6th and 8th.
Yeah.
I don't know where Davies was.
Yeah, I don't know. either.
If Davies was outside the top 10, I think it'd have been. I think he probably would, because I think Hayden would probably only work his way up to like maybe 3rd, maybe 2nd, depending on where. No, wait, Davies was a 2nd, wasn't he?
Maybe I don't remember. I'd have to. go
I
back
don't
and watch
remember
it.
either, but either way.
It all depends on where Davies was. If Davies was outside the top 10, and God, we feel like I feel like an idiot right now because like we literally just watched this yesterday. Wherever Davies was, and you guys can call us idiots because we just watched it. Wherever Davies was, if he was outside the top 10, then yes. If Davies was inside the top 10, then no. I still think Davies probably was going to win.
Yeah.
Shmoda 5th. Joe, anything? Joe was Joe.
No handguards.
No handguards. Joe was Joe.
Is the finger fully healed now?
I think he's focused on outdoors.
Sure.
I think he's checked out.
Oh yeah.
No, I agree too. But with that being said, if that is the case, which we kind of believe it is, that's kind of impressive
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
for a guy that really doesn't like when he gets kind of away from things. I mean, dude, he hasn't. His races have been bad lately.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vial 6th.
Like he would. He had a
Dude,
charge.
I mean, that crash in the heat, like
He got lucky.
he's lucky the tough block was there this time, because if there was no tough
I
block,
was
he would have
thinking
went
of
out on that slippery shit.
I was
and
thinking
got
of you.
fucked.
I was thinking of you when he landed on that. I was like, oh, good fucking Cole.
Yeah, but I'm glad. Bye. I just Johnny Sins. That Johnny Sins gets those noises. Yeah, I saw him hit that thing, and I was like, I'm actually glad he hit the tough block, because if he would have landed off that and had to try to slow down on the plywood, it would have been game over.
Game
Austin
over.
Faulkner-esque a little bit.
Nah,
Well, not like a front flip, but it would have been like a high side, probably.
it just would have been
Bad.
slippery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marchbank 7th.
I mean, after
Anybody
getting second in Seattle,
This
Yeah.
is just who he is, dude.
Yep. Volan 8th. Anything? Nothing.
I think his finishes all year or something to be. You should be proud.
Just get through the year.
if you're that crew, just get ready for outdoors.
I think everything that he's got going on, like health wise and all that, and the results he's been putting in, impressive in my opinion.
And he'll be better outdoors.
And this guy's gonna be fucking handbrake.
Why do you look like Matt when you do that?
It ain't that bad.
All right, can we move on from this? He's going to be better outdoors. I truly believe that. I'm not like
you can carry your momentum outdoors and not have to
Yeah.
finger that brake.
I'm not a Max Volan guy, but I do think he's going to be better outdoors. What that is, I don't know, but I think he's going to be better outdoors.
Jordan Smith 9th.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
I
don't
really know what to say.
How bad? Okay, moving
No,
on.
what were we going to say? How bad?
How bad are the ribs and stuff still?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
that's
he
gotta
was
be
telling
it.
everybody he was 100%, dude. That
Bullshit.
slam he took,
That's
there ain't
bullshit.
no way.
No way.
Dude, you don't go from I
I haven't even broken a rib. I've literally just fallen and like, oh god, and
Bro.
been fucked for 3 weeks.
You don't go from literally a lap away from winning the last race you were at before you got hurt to doing what he's done the last 2 rounds.
I know.
Yeah.
Chance Hymas 10th.
Not a good way to follow up. I understand it's
Yeah.
the mud, but not a good way to follow up your first dub. Because he was fine all day, too. Like, it's not like he was bad in the heat racing and qualifying.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a new Chance Hymas with a little more newfound motivation, being 10 points down, but a little more lead in his pencil.
I think everybody thought that, honestly. Yep. I think everybody thought that. Even if you want to take away the fact that it was a mud race, like we talk about confidence, like, dude, okay, you got to win.
Yeah.
Like, go follow it up.
Did he go down? Bad start?
Like,
or was that just
was he one of the unfortunate after the red flag?
I don't know.
He might have got boned on that.
He might have got boned.
Probably.
I don't know, because dude, we were too early into the race when that red flag to like have a good idea of what was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Cody Schock, 11th.
Uncharacteristic, not good for him. He had to have went down, or was he a little beat up from that first start?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I do like the fact that he's fucking over with Hayden Degan pushing him around.
Yeah.
He's over it, dude, and he got passed him back, got passed again, and then ran it down in on him. So I'm like, look, man. You know you're not going to be able to hold that for more than 2-3 laps. But Cody Schock has gotten pushed around way too much in the last year. Like, dude, good for him, bro. Because you're going to have to do this. Because people, like, if people think you're soft and you can't handle it, they got the MO on you.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Cody Schock outdoors. I think he's going to be top 5 guy.
I mean, he's proven on the 450 that he can do it.
Yeah.
Like
I think he's going to be the standout guy this year outdoors.
I believe so too, man. Like Cody Schock is like people forget that he is not like this. Finding Supercross speed is like just a recent thing. Like he's always been an outdoor guy.
Yeah.
So
Juju 12th struggles in ruts.
He was I mean, dude, he was good until the red flag.
He got a terrible start, but
he
was decent in the heat race, but he doesn't have the speed to go with Degan.
No.
Doesn't have the speed.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when they get to the hard stuff.
So as of right now, this is a one-sided rivalry. That shouldn't even be a rivalry.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good when we get to Denver and Salt Lake when it's more packed up. But and I hate to keep making the show about Degan. Did you guys hear the rumor though of why those two actually have a little beef?
Banged a chick.
Well, that's not what I heard. Like what was going around is I mean maybe he did. I don't know. But like apparently Juju's chick, like I don't know if they like broke up and then all of a sudden she started sliding into like Hayden's DMs or like
okay, so yes, it was a chick.
It was a chick, but what I said I don't know
Ruby,
about
the chick named Ruby, right?
The banging part, the banging part.
Ruby.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if we should talk about banging. How old are these kids? I don't really know.
They're all of age.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yes, when you're at this age,
I'd be pissed too.
We've seen it before.
I'd be pissed too, bro.
Kenny and Cooper.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed too, man. Like if that actually, first
you
off,
should be more pissed at her.
Yeah, no shit. But like once Cole just said though, at this age of these kids, you don't think like that.
Yeah.
When you're a teenager and you got all this testosterone and all this built-up aggression.
Kenny was in his mid-20s thinking about it, so.
Yeah, like of course, like if that actually. Now, first off, if that actually,
for Degan, he's probably like, oh yeah, dude, like rap song, like I after B.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, man, like. Go punch him in the face then.
Yeah, just
don't
get
smack
it over.
him.
Get him over.
Yeah,
Go punch
smack
him in the face and walk away.
Hit him right in the nuts.
But like when I heard that, I'm like, oh, dude, this
Did
like.
you hear that in the comments somewhere?
No, there was no. Actually, surprisingly, the first person that actually I heard this from, Mathis covered this. Mathis talked about this with somebody else.
Yeah.
So like when I heard that, and then like you started going down a rabbit hole of like what have other people saying. But like when I heard that. The first thing that came to mind about this like little rivalry, I'm like, well, nah, I'm out. This is fucking stupid. Like, if you guys are really beefing about a chick, I understand you're teenage kids and you like still have your head in your ass, but now this is dumb.
I mean, that's just the moto industry. There's some thirsty dudes in the pits.
Yeah, especially when you're a teenager and you've never mind.
Yeah, when you're experiencing all of this for the first time,
you're like, oh my god, but like, whatever, man.
They just need to go watch American Pie.
All I'll say is.
There we go.
God, I hope everybody in the comments actually got that because if not, that's just sad.
No.
Great movie.
It's I love that movie, but I have a feeling a lot of people listening to the show probably won't get the reference.
So, American Pie.
Oh, let's not go down this road.
Who's Degan and who's Beaumare?
Well,
Degan Stifler, you think?
Degan's not.
Gotta be
he's
Stifler.
not. He's Stifler in the sense of he's a dipshit, but he's definitely not Stifler in the sense of the amount of experience that's going on.
Oh man, we are totally getting
Awesome.
hammered.
He's
in the comments
he's
there.
Stifler, and Juju is what's his name that Chris Klein plays, the nice guy.
The nice guy that meets the girl from band camp.
Yeah, no.
The guy that
the jock. The jock guy.
the guy that
the all nice and prim and proper dude that was
what
lacrosse
the hell does he say?
teammates. Yeah.
He says, what's he say? When they're sitting at the He takes her in the car and
Yeah.
they're watching the sunset. or
Juju's
whatever.
that guy. Juju's that guy.
Well, he is. Did you see the video?
He is that guy,
Did you
bro.
see the video that popped up?
No, he's that guy.
Oh, you guys will like this. Go to the Moto.
I love
Anybody
how,
out there, go to the Motoversy account.
I love how we can take any stupid movie and just turn
We
it
will
into-
make anything into a talking point at this
what
point.
the hell was his name in that movie?
I don't know. I just know who the guy that played him. His name was Chris Klein.
I mean, but look at him.
Best friend.
You thought Jet
What
was a
the
simp.
Fuck.
Juju.
Juju, that's not
Juju.
good, buddy.
You're a Lake Havasu,
How
bro.
is-
Yeah, that's
What
not
are you
good.
doing?
How
Not
is
good.
Millsaps letting that happen?
Oh my God! Especially the stories that I've heard about Davey when he was younger.
Davies a legend.
Davey is a legend, dude. Some of the stories that I heard about him, of the shit that he was pulling, and the
That's what
women.
happens when you have a gator, dude.
Yeah, all the comments are
For
like,
real.
"Oh man,
Flop it on
Degan
the
about to have
table.
a field day with this post."
For real. When I heard that, and that was always a joke, and then like we had a buddy that used to train at MTF all the time.
Are you talking about him having a gator?
Yes.
Oh.
No, it's true.
I just literally made
no,
that up. But
like
okay,
no, that's
cool.
facts. That's facts. We made a joke, and our buddy goes, "No, it's true," and I'm like, "All right, well that makes sense."
All right. Anyway,
Juju, you lost some credibility with that video,
that
buddy.
video. Go to
Anywho, all right.
Motoversy and
You
look at it.
you lost
Let's
some
finish
cred,
this up
bro.
so we get the X segment here. Lopes 13th.
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even
I
think
was
he was
expecting a little better out of Lopes, but
I mean, at least he's racing.
Thrasher 14th. All right. Colin Park 15th.
Sad pants.
Okay.
I'm here for the Faulkner Colin Park battle. It's been a lot of those.
Austin Faulkner 16th.
Bro, people are going ham on Faulkner, and it's actually starting to bother me
He
a little
doesn't
bit.
have. He lost his confidence. If you like,
Well-
I've watched him ride a little bit. He lost his.
Bro, I
confidence.
heard the
Well,
most sad.
Yeah, he lost a lot of confidence on the starts too. He can't get a start.
I heard
and
the
I
mo-
don't know if that's confidence or I go back to he had fucking brain
Brain surgery.
surgery
I heard-
and hit. I heard. You want to keep doing
I
that?
want to.
You want to keep doing
I
that?
want to keep jumping in
He
there.
wants to fucking get his point across so bad.
I
Doesn't
know.
I
Like,
do.
Chill.
I
will
do.
Call on you in a second.
Go for it.
He? Raise your
Relax.
hand and he will
Cole,
call on you.
Cole, go ahead and finish your point.
Holy
please.
shit! I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh, when the gate drops,
Yeah.
I don't know. And remember, I said his timing's off a little bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe that has something to do with it.
Bro,
be.
you got to pull something on it. You got something in your nose.
You got to pull your head out of your ass.
No,
is what you need to do.
You literally had something in your nose,
Fucking
bro.
A, I got a booger hanging.
You did. You had a
Okay,
boogie.
go ahead.
No, I don't want to say it.
No,
anymore.
now it's your turn.
Oh,
to
all
talk.
right.
You know how to make a napkin dance? You put a little boogie in it.
We've been doing the show for too many hours.
Your point on
People were savage
Faulkner.
comment. Somebody said, "Oh, he had brain surgery. Did they remove the part of his brain that made him go fast?"
Jesus.
I'm like,
It's fucking
"Fuck
rude.
you."
It's fucking rude.
The internet is a bad place.
The internet's a terrible place. All right. Henry Miller 17th.
Made him in.
Michael Mosman 18th. Okay. Hunter Yoder 19th.
Well, too bad Jet Reynolds wasn't there for him, those two to go at in
Yeah.
the LCQ.
Gavin Towers 20th.
Nah,
Hardy Munoz 21st.
we didn't have any Hardy moments.
Just pumped that my guy made the main.
I had to laugh
It's your
at Hardy and Moseman when the red flag came out. They were untackling their bikes, and they're just standing there. And Hardy looks up and realizes there's a red flag going on, and you can see him say something to Moseman like, "Hey, bro, red flag," and then they really slow down on picking their bikes up
Good.
Michael Motorcycle and Party Hardy
in a corner
in a
together.
corner in a corner together. Can't make this shit up.
Nope. And Dax Bennett,
I hope
DNS.
he's okay.
22nd. Me too.
He KO'd himself.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he KO'd
Anything
himself.
broke or just smacked
I
his
don't know.
dome?
No,
I haven't heard anything.
I just heard
Weird,
he KO'd
weird
himself.
place to crash too. I don't.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened.
I hope he's okay, man. I really do.
No, I do
yeah.
too.
Because like getting
Sucks to
KO'd,
see.
apparently he KO'd himself in preseason, so KO'd in twice in 4 months or whatever it's been. That's not good.
No.
Yep. All right, that's been your 250 Race Recap brought to you by our friends at Pro Flo Racing. Make sure to check them out for all of your smaller bike needs from 125cc down. They have all the parts you need, all the expertise you need. Check them out, profloracing.com. And now we're going to roll right into the Rev X segment.
Yep, we got some good bench racing questions.
Yeah, read
here.
the Lance Owen one first.
Okay, Lance Owen. I already responded to him.
It's okay. Just go ahead and read it. I won't put it out there publicly on the air.
Has Travis ever reached out to @PulpMX, tag PulpMX, to do the wrap-up show. Seems you just repeat what you hear on there.
First off, I don't even listen to the wrap-up show before we do these 99% of the time. Second off, Lance, go fuck yourself. There we go. Okay.
Lance is local, too.
I know.
Okay.
I will probably see him at the track at some point here, which will be even funnier.
I know. He is a ball buster.
That's
so
funny that
He
he
is.
added
That's fine.
Pulp, though, because I really hope Pulp sees that and they go, fucking Moto Aftermath.
Yeah,
dudes.
true. These
Nah,
fucking guys.
dude. Steve doesn't even know who we are.
That's what he says.
That's what he
Uh-huh.
says.
Except
All
we
right.
just did a show with
He will know now.
someone that he also does a show with every single week.
He will
so-
know now.
Here's our boy Bones.
Bitch.
Might cause some discussion or even arguments, but is, in your opinion, Cole Davies better than Degan now?
Well, we've talked about this a lot today between
Yeah,
Daniel
we
Blair
did talk
and
about this a lot. So.
I think at Supercross he is slightly better.
He had a better rookie season so far.
I think at Supercross he's slightly better.
Yeah.
I agree. Because
At
Degan
this
didn't get win
point
his
of the
rookie season.
correct.
Degan didn't win his rookie season. Did he? Did he win? No.
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 Lead. Right.
All right, here we go.
Lead podium.
NL Mac, this is a good fun one right here. Bench racing question. If you had to pick one rider from the 90s, 2000s, or 2010s, who very much underperformed, underachieved in their career to injuries, off-track issues, who could you pick and why? And you can't pick Fortner.
Travis Pastrana.
My pick is Robbie Raynard. He was natural.
Travis Pastrana.
Ooh.
Okay.
TP 199.
Pastrana's your guy, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who'd you say?
I got a couple.
Are they talking about each era, or I have to pick one from the era?
Just one from each. Yeah, just one out of all.
oh,
whatever one
who'd you pick? Robbie Raynard.
No, that's who this guy put.
Oh, who are you gonna pick? You pick Pastrana.
Pastrana's my guy.
You go first.
Austin Stroop.
That's a good poll.
I honestly
pull.
thought Austin Stroop, and I can say this because I watched him a lot. I mean, most of his amateur career, but his very last year when him, Nico, and Trey went pro. And if you'd have told me that Kennard would have had the best career out of all three of those, I'd have said, you're fucking high. I was like, Stroop had all of them covered 10 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, I think for me, Austin Stroop's a good pull. Pastrana's a good one. Pastrana.
But he won a
did better
title,
doing what he
though.
did.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Pastrana did win 2 titles.
Pastrana won
But if you're
titles,
talking about-
man, but
Yeah,
dude,
that's
there was,
true.
he
The
should have
trajectory
had
he was on.
so
You're
much more.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
not
You're
wrong.
definitely right on that. I agree.
Yeah, Stroop's a good one. Oh, man, you could pull Josh Hill out of the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he won everything as an amateur, too. I mean, he fucking cleaned up.
And he had a
You
good
could,
trajectory going until he broke
I
his
mean,
leg.
you could obviously pull J-Law out of the hat.
But he won 250. Yeah, he won a
Yeah.
250. Yeah, it's true.
One big one that I think underperformed and underachieved in their careers, Adam Cincerillo.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
I mean, another one, too, you could say.
God, he was so good. He was my first, phenom
I remember.
to see come in because we were doing the show at that point, man. And to watch him win those first 2, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I could say Ivan Tedesco. Ivan Tedesco won 2 titles, but how well he was his last year in 250s, you'd have thought he would have killed it on a 450.
Yeah, he had the bike advantage, though.
Okay. And I hate to do this because he was one of the very first guys that put on the map for paying attention to people who got paralyzed. Ernesto Fonseca.
Yeah, I think he had a little more in the tank.
Ernie, I mean, dude, he always had factory rods. Not to say that Ernie wasn't great, because Ernie is one of my all-time favorites. Just a good dude. Love to watch him ride. But I mean, dude,
That year on the factory Honda, he was 4th a lot and was just I think, starting to break in. That was his second year on the big bike, right?
Yeah. And I'm not saying he should have won a title, but I think he should have won a lot of races. Yeah. Ernie was natural, man. You watch old Ernie Fonseca races, even back to the Yamaha Troy 125 days, and he was one of the very first dudes that you could talk about. We talk about the cliche saying, slow down to go fast. That was Ernesto Fonseca.
It looks like Cole Davies with the number 100 on.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
I know.
And I'm an idiot. I said that was his second year on the 450 or whatever, but he was factory Honda with Carmichael. He was factory quite a ways through. Did he go straight from Troy to Honda?
If I remember correctly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's actually, dude, that's a good fucking question. That was a good question that he just came up with. That's a good question because it's usually the other way around. Who would you pick that's the top guy, not who underperformed?
No, that's a fun question.
That's a good question.
We could rattle off a bunch more. You got any more?
Ooh, I don't know if I do here because we kind of covered most of the people that I would know.
I mean, I did a little bit of a series on social media with this, and I had Ben Riddle back in the day. You could pull
Ben Riddle went to jail.
Okay, Ben Riddle, PJ Larson.
PJ Larson should have done a lot more, dude. He was a fucking phenomenal amateur.
Yep, PJ Larson, Darren Durham.
Darren Durham. Best years was on a bike that wasn't even factory. 1110 mods days.
Yep. Josh Hansen.
Yeah.
Josh Hansen. I can go in the Wayback Machine to the early 2000s PC days. Shea Bentley, he won a title, but he should have done more. Billy Payne.
Mm-hmm.
I could go. And
Ryan Mills.
Ryan Mills. Yeah, he was another dude. He was a phenom. If I want to go, and this is another guy that I idolized, and he's a Michigan dude, but he was
Nick Adams.
No, I hate Nick Adams.
Oh.
Josh Woods.
Oh, damn.
Josh
Yeah,
did really. I love
absolutely.
Josh. I love Josh. Like I idolized him when I was a kid. I used to hang out with him a lot. It was last year's an amateur on a factory Kawasaki or a factory amateur Kawasaki. I'd always go hang out in his pits and stuff. Like Josh, kind of. It was weird too because he was a young kid, but he kind of like. I always hung out with him, and he kind of like took me under his wing, and he would talk. I would talk to him every week. Josh Woods. I thought Josh coming out as an amateur was like gonna dominate, and he had good races. Like he rode for a lot of factory teams. He also held off Grant Langston one year at Broome Tioga when they were teammates on Red Bull KTM the year that Grant Langston won a title.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What do we got next?
Yeah, he wants to wrap it up. I could keep going and going and going.
That's a
and
fun
going.
topic, actually, dude.
That's a fun one. We could do a whole show about it.
That's
Yeah,
a fun
we should
topic.
do a
We
whole
I
should
gotta
do.
pee real bad, so
We should do that.
Okay, well, here's another good one that is very similar to that
Okay, well,
question.
maybe we'll get started and I'll go pee.
Perfect season dream race. 02 RC versus 04 RC versus 08 Stu versus 23 Jet. 30 plus 2 at Redbud. What's the finishing order?
Wait.
Everybody there's been 4 perfect seasons.
Oh,
in
okay.
history,
All right. I
Gotcha.
missed. I didn't understand the first part of that question.
I will answer what I think here.
In finishing order in a 30 plus 2 minute moto at Redbud.
Yeah, I got to go 02 RC's last.
Wait. Hold on though. Let me add on to that. Are they all on equal equipment? Like, what are we talking here? Are we just
I
hypothetical?
don't know. This is just what it
Let's
says.
hypothetical
It's
on all
hypothetical.
equal equipment. Because it's
yeah.
not fair if you talk about Jet on his 23 Honda against them on those rag ass fucking 450s from
Oh,
back in the
man,
day.
04 RC was good, but
Yeah, but that bike was not a 23 Honda. So let's add that in there then.
if they're all on equal equipment, equal bikes,
Yep.
I got to go 08 Stu.
And then are we talking like okay?
Actually, dude, that's hard. I don't want to fucking say it, but 23 Jet, I think, takes it.
So what's the finishing order though?
So 23 Jet, 08 Stu, 04 RC, and 02 RC.
All right, because I know what he's gonna say. And he probably knows what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go 08 Stu. I'm gonna
course.
go I'm gonna go 04 Ricky, 23 Jet, and then 02 Ricky. If they're on all equal equipment, because this is the thing I've always harped on when I
Yeah.
had these conversations.
Yeah.
People are like,
Yeah,
"We'll talk about then."
equipment's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Hang on. I didn't even see the reply. All on same equal bikes. By
Okay.
The way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Stu couldn't keep it together.
Who Ricky race in 04?
Tim Ferry got second or something.
No,
right?
he got second at a race, but he raced David Villeman. He raced Kevin Windham.
Kevin Windham was his closest competition
All
probably
right,
that
cool.
year.
So I'm going Jet, 04 Ricky, 08 Stu, 02 Ricky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little different.
Stu, I mean, we go back and forth on this, but Stu raced Michael Lessie.
Michael
He didn't
Lessie
just
was the most
He
hyped
didn't
amateur of
race
all
just
time.
Michael Lessie, bro. You got to look back at it. People talk about this all the time, and this is like why
Stu's
statistics.
biggest competition in 08 was Michael Lessie.
Who was Jet's biggest competition that had won anything up to that point on a 450?
Pretty much a whole bunch of people.
On a 450?
who all
No.
had-
No. 250s, yes.
How about titles, period?
Who won on a 450? Who had done anything on a 450 up until that point outside of Chase Sexton? He had Dylan Ferrandis that won a title in 2021
Yep.
that people like to say was a joke.
Yep.
Okay, so who else did he beat that had done anything on a 450?
Like everybody else has won 250 titles.
Who did he do? Who did he race that did anything on a
Who
450?
did Stu beat that won 450 titles?
That's
in
why I'm having
08?
this conversation about who
I
did he
mean-
race.
I mean, I agree. There's not a lot of 450s because the 450 is a much more rarefied air than the 250. But if you go down the line for it, so you drop.
We're
those,
talking 450
You
titles.
drop those at even, right? Okay,
450.
for 450 title guys. Versus
Nobody.
Versus
Nothing.
They both had nobody that had done
So
anything.
this conversation equals
Then
up
you
then.
go down to the next thing. Okay, cool. Who has 250 titles? And you get to 250 titles, and it's like Jet. The line is fucking infinite, and
Of
fucking you go
250
over here.
Supercross or 250
You go over
outdoor
here
titles?
to you go over here to 08 Stu, and there's fucking nobody.
Who did Jet race again outside of Chase? Okay, so he raced AP. So AP has a
250
title, and
outdoor
Dylan
ti- we're
had an
talking
outdoor
250
title.
outdoor
Yeah.
titles.
Who else did he race that year? I said,
Okay, so let
No,
me
no,
ask you this.
you're-
Did Stu
Who
have?
else had 250 outdoor titles?
Because I'm not
against
as
Jet?
versed in this. Did Stu have anybody that had also won a big bike outdoor title?
we would literally have to go. No, Because it was just Stu. So Jet had one dude. He had one guy.
Oh, okay.
He had one guy.
That's one more than Stu had.
One guy.
That's one more than Stu had.
Then who else did he race that did anything?
I'm just saying. Again, like I
Because
said,
people
when
like
you
to
go
bring-
when you go in the 450 class, because it's such rarefied air. Yes, there's not a lot in either of them. Okay, cool. So now we drop it down to who has a 250 title, and you start looking at that, and there is a line of guys racing in 23 that have 250 titles.
250 outdoor title.
250 outdoor titles. Name outside of AP and Dylan.
AP, Dylan.
Nobody.
Well, see, now you put me on the spot, and I'm blanking.
Nobody.
I will do the research. I'll
Nobody.
come back with this.
No, let's go back through
I'll
who
do
he
it.
raced.
I'll do it with both of them.
So
I
he
don't
raced
care.
So he raced AP and he raced Dylan. Okay, Chase doesn't have a 250 outdoor title. Didn't do actually diddly dick squad on a 250 outdoors. Okay, so he had AP and Dylan.
Diddly dick squad. He
Okay,
said.
so he had Jason Anderson. Jason Anderson has never done anything outdoors on a 250.
Okay.
Okay, so who else was racing? Who else did he have? There was who was Factory Cowie that year? Because now I feel like we're going into the Wayback Machine in 23.
Well, 23 would have
I'm
been
in
Anderson
2007
and
right now. Hold on.
AC.
So AC,
AC.
that doesn't count because AC does like
He has
AC
an
was
outdoor
not.
title in 250.
AC also was not AC.
I'm just saying. he
AC
has an
also
outdoor-
was not
he has an
AC.
outdoor title.
He also was not AC.
Yeah, I mean,
See me poking the stew button hard.
No, because
I'm
even
on the stew button, and there was one guy in the field that had a 250 outdoor title.
who?
For like a big bike, because
Yeah, no big bikes. We're dropping down to 250 now.
okay. I'm just making sure we're all on the same page here with the stew in the 08.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There's a 250 champ in the
One,
mix.
which would be who?
Ivan Tedesco.
Okay, so one.
All right, so one. And I'm seriously like I'm going down the line since we're trying to nitpick both of their things because they like to nitpick the Ricky stuff too. Who else did Jet race that year that accomplished anything outdoors on a bike?
I'm just saying.
No, you're just saying-
We're
Just
three
saying.
people. We're three people. We're one big bike title and three small bike titles in.
And I keep going down the line, and we keep going about depth, and I cannot literally think of anybody else that Jet raced. He
We
fucking
could-
raced Garrett Marchbanks.
We could go down.
fucking raced Garrett
we
Marchbanks.
could go down. We could go.
Garrett
We
Marchbanks.
could
Does
go
Tim
down
Ferry
the
have a
line.
250 title? No.
We could
No.
go down the line farther and just go anybody who had a race win on a big.
Oh, I bet you could probably find. Well, not
And
no
see-
big bike
and
because
see how
nobody,
it stands
nobody. Everybody that Jet raced outdoors on the 450 outside of Chase and Dylan doesn't have a 450 outdoor win.
Okay, you want me
None
to
of them.
let me get into the stew one.
Moto or overall?
No, in general, like Jason would be the only one, and that was what? When did he even win his moto race?
All
I
right,
don't
you want me to get into James Stewart days, who won overalls that he
Sure.
raced against?
Sure.
Tim Ferry.
Okay.
And people knock Tim Ferry, but like it's because they don't
Tim
know his
Ferry
career.
win or Tim
No, Tim Ferry's won. No,
second,
Tim
second.
won.
No, Tim Ferry's won.
Andrew Short.
Yep, Andrew Short. Okay,
Davey Millsaps.
Michael Lessie.
Michael Essie's nowhere to be found in 08.
No, it's because he got hurt. Remember?
Yeah.
So he won races. He's won races on the 250s.
cool.
Okay.
So-
David Villeman.
David Villeman.
Okay.
Okay. And you said Ivan Tedesco. Ivan Tedesco has 250 titles.
Well, yeah, we said that. We're on 450 wins now. So
We're
yeah.
getting check marks in the stew side.
Yeah.
So we got some checks.
So people like to break it down and they like to talk about the 250 titles. but
Michael
if-
Essie's early in the season here.
Yeah, on the Makita Suzuki.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And people like to do the same thing with Ricky.
That wasn't the year he died. at the
No,
bottom.
that was a year later.
Oh,
He
okay.
died in 09.
Okay.
No, Ben Townley doesn't have any 450 wins.
No,
Shame.
yeah, he did.
Shame.
Not up to that point though. He'd won. Remember, he had won on the TLD Honda.
He won on a TLD Honda?
Yeah. He hadn't won up to that point yet.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we like to go down the list, and I know everybody likes to like, well, they didn't race anybody. Well, fucking neither did Jet.
I mean, to be honest, I think Stu would throw it away trying to keep up with Jet anyway.
I think Jet
'Cause
wouldn't
Stu
be able
is
to
good
keep
at that.
I don't think Jet would be able to keep up with Stu, and
Hang
Stu
on,
would
let's
just
go
crash
through,
like he always does.
While we're bench racing hard fucking.
Because you know why? You know why? And I still believe this is the
I
argument
mean, I
that we.
watched Stu crash a lot trying to catch up to Ricky.
That year in
no.
07, he was
No,
pretty
no.
solid.
And even in 06, Stu won a lot of first motos
That
and then burned
Washougal
himself
race was a barn
high
burner.
point and then burned
Yeah.
himself out in the second moto. Did the same thing at Budds Creek. Like you need to go back and watch that a little bit differently. Like there was a lot of times Stu beat Ricky and then Stu had nothing in the second
I
moto.
see Stu crash a lot.
Yeah.
Not
All
that
right,
I don't
hang
have
on.
mad
We're gonna get
respect
into
for him.
Jet. We're gonna get into some Jet Lawrence action.
You know why I wouldn't think
Jet-
Jet? You know why I think that Jet would like just win because Stu would be out front and he wouldn't be able to catch him because Stu would have made Jet do something that Jet never has done yet, and then make him go to the limit. And that's why I think also Jet would probably crash. All these other dudes don't go to the limit.
So
Stu would ragdoll himself into the
This
ground.
is Hangtown for Jet. Dylan Ferrandis, Cooper Webb, AP, AC, Ty Masterpool in 6th.
Wow,
Derek
that is
Drake in 7th.
That is a super
You ready
deep
for
field.
this one?
Shit.
Jerry Robin in 8th.
God, that is a
Get
deep.
out
That is a deep.
Lorenzo Lacurcio in 9th. Jose Butron in 10th.
You want to go? You want to go back to how deep that was?
Butron.
You wanna
That's
go
a deep field, dude.
That's a deep field,
Let's
bro.
get later into the field. Let's go.
Or you mean when Ty Masterpool almost podiumed at Thunder Valley?
Let's go Spring Creek. Let's go Millville. The
Yeah,
Jet.
man, that's a
Jet year.
that is a deep field.
Chase Sexton in 2nd.
Yep.
Dylan Ferrandis, Aaron Plessinger, AC, Ty Masterpool in 6th.
God,
again.
that is such a deep field, bro.
Garrett Marchbanks in 7th. Grant Harlan in 8th. Dude, that's deep.
Is this
Frederick
like
Norn in 9th.
Look, man.
not good for you, bro? Not good for
man.
your
Not
argument.
looking good for you.
Not
Mr.
good for your argument. At least the guys that
Let's
raced.
go Budds Creek at the end here.
At least the guys that Stu raced had always had factory rides and actually have podiumed and led races.
Harry-
When's the last time Jerry Robin led a 450 National? This is the argument that I get, dude. Like, people like to throw that out there, but then you really start deep diving, and that is factual evidence. There was fucking nobody there.
These are facts, he said.
These are facts.
Well, I mean, the facts is that there's more title guys in that than what was in Stu's year. Period. End of discussion.
Title guy.
No.
What kind of
What
title?
titles, bro?
Again,
You
you
ended
wanted to-
Are you
AC.
talking
You
250 Supercross or 250 outdoor titles?
You ended
Or are you
AC.
talking
We're
450
talking just outdoor titles. Again, there's
250
more.
outdoor or 450 outdoor?
Wi-
If you want to talk
Both.
450 outdoor, Dylan Ferrandis is the only guy.
I
One.
understand that. There was none against Stu. Point
Correct.
Jet. Okay, now go to 250 outdoors titles. Again, there was what? 3 dudes?
And against Jet?
Yes.
And is
None. Dylan Ferrandis, the only one.
Is
For
AC
250
Aaron
outdoor-
Plessinger, 2.
2, AC, 3.
and AC was not AC in 2023. We know that.
I understand.
So it doesn't mean shit.
I understand, but we're not going off
250
my
titles
feelings.
don't mean shit, dude.
You're going off of facts. The
Yeah.
facts are those 3 have titles.
Hey, let me ask you.
250
had-
titles, I don't think mean shit.
Who was getting 6 that Stu was racing against Jerry Robin?
Andrew Short, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Andrew Short would run circles around Jerry fucking Robin.
Okay, again.
Stu, hey, guess
Point-
what? Jet, what he did at Budds Creek when he came from dead last, wouldn't have done that in 2008. Facts.
Facts.
Okay.
I just get heated that people bum out. They talk about Stu didn't race anybody. Jet didn't race anybody either. He raced nobody. No offense to Jerry Robin. I like Jerry. But Jerry Robin against Andrew Short or Ivan Tedesco, not in the same fucking league.
He's so fired up about this.
Hang on, let me pull some more facts.
Jesus.
I want to go back to Stu 08,
He
dude.
is
There's
so
more facts
fired
in
up.
there.
God.
So
Stupid.
fired up.
I get fired up because it's almost like a cheap shot at Ricky and Stu. Like, oh, you guys didn't. Look, Ricky's a dick. Stu's a dick sometimes. But it's a cheap shot at their careers that they didn't race anybody. And it's like, they did.
They went 24-0. It was awesome.
Yeah, but people don't like to give them that credit. They're like, well, they didn't race anybody. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Look. All right, Redbud 08. God damn it, this is pointing more in his direction. We got James Stewart, Andrew Short, Michael Byrne,
Michael Byrne, another dude that had a great career.
Is that a joke?
Nick Way in 4th.
Did you just say Michael Byrne didn't have a great career? You should go back and look at his fucking statistics.
Hang on, it gets a little iffy.
Was that the Gavin Graysick year?
It gets a little iffy once we get past 5th.
Okay.
Josh Summey,
He was on a JGR Yamaha.
Jeff
You don't even
Alessi.
know who Josh Summey is.
Yes, I do.
No,
Who is he?
A pro rider.
Wow. Good.
Which I have heard of.
Good.
In the same sense I've heard of Jerry Robin.
Josh Summey had a little bit better career than Jerry fucking Robin.
Jeff Alessi,
Another dude.
Jimmy Albertson.
Dang.
Is that a joke? Hold up.
Who you taking? Are you taking Jerry Robin over Jimmy Albertson?
You're gonna go Jeff Alessi and point to that as your thing?
Are you
Listen,
gonna
Jeff
take
Alessi?
Jeff Alessi?
I would. God
Calm
rest his
down.
soul. God
All
rest
right,
his soul.
Calm down.
bro.
Calm down.
R.I.P.
Calm down.
Jeff Alessi.
But I'd take Jeff Alessi over Jerry Robin all day.
Would you take Jimmy Albertson over Jerry Robin? Jimmy
No.
Albertson. You're high as fuck.
No.
You're high.
Maybe an early.
And then
maybe
we got-
a
and then we
really
got
This was
early.
early. This was early. He'd only
Then
been
we
pro
got-
for 2
okay,
years. Yes.
Okay.
This is Jimmy Albertson factory Honda year.
Okay.
He'd only
I'll
been
give
pro
you-
for 2 years.
I'll give you that.
We
but
got
it-
Tim Ferry in 8th.
Not okay. So
Michael
Tim Ferry.
Alessi in 9th.
Michael Alessi, and he crashed that year.
Cody Cooper.
Cody
Okay.
Cooper, a New Zealander who would race GPs.
Yes, this is Michael Alessi with a 2:33 finish. Antonio Balby.
Okay, so that's where it cuts
Michael
off.
Blows. Josh
That's where
Hill.
that's
Matt
where it cuts
Bonney.
off. That's where it cuts off.
Okay, let's go back somewhere else.
That's where it cuts
I like
off.
this.
We're really
this is
stretching
fun. This
here
is fun.
to prove our point.
Let's fun. This is fun.
Well, I think
is
yeah,
fun.
it is actually kind of fun. Go back to the first round of the year.
Okay, here we go. This is High Point. Couple rounds in.
Okay.
James Stewart.
Yep.
Michael Alessi.
Yep.
Davey Millsap.
Okay.
Okay.
Timothy Ferry.
Okay.
Drew Short.
And Drew Short. I was like, who the fuck is Drew Short?
Nico Lesway.
Okay. Nick Way. Was
Okay.
that MDK Honda?
KTM.
Okay.
Number 7. We get a little iffy here.
Okay.
Sean Hamlin. Factory Yamaha year.
Factory
though.
Yamaha.
Factory Yamaha.
Oh, okay.
Cody
Is this
Cooper.
like A-Ray Factory Yamaha shit?
No, Sean
he had a
Hamlin
full
was
season.
factory
Okay,
beforehand.
Cody Cooper.
Okay.
Josh Hill.
Okay.
Michael Byrne.
Okay.
I mean, that top 10 would probably run circles around.
It would.
Jerry
It
Robin.
would. No offense to Jerry Robin, but he's not in that category. Neither is Lorenzo Curcio.
Gavin Graysick, 11th.
Okay. It's fine.
Jared the Jet Brown, 12th.
All your former colleague at Liette.
Yeah. Ivan Tedesco, 13th.
That must have been a bad round. Yeah, see, we're stretching here, but this
We're
proves
stretching.
my point that if you run
You
down
want to
the
go to the
list,
first round? I'll go first round. Glenn Helen.
then we got to wrap it up. This
Okay.
this proves my point that everybody talks about this and this, but then you go into the depth, and dude, even you got to say the depth the Jet raced was ass. It wasn't deep. It was not deep. If you say it's deep, I'm pulling your card of credibility.
I didn't say it was deep.
You act
It's
like you had
terrible.
credibility, period.
Jerry Robin, what did Jerry Robin's best finish last year?
I mean,
Exactly.
I would, again, okay, I'll give you depth has a point for you.
And I'm not even trying to make a point for me. It's more for Stu and Ricky. The fact that people were like, oh, this, and this, talk about the depth. There's a reason why you could go from dead last to 5th with no problem. When you're 10 seconds a lap faster than everybody else that's in the top from 5 to 10, there's a reason. It's not that big of a deal. That'd be like Stu, be like, ah, man, back in like fucking 1999 when there was nobody, going from last to 3rd. Like, it's not even a point for what I'm trying to make. It's a point to them that it's disrespectful to talk about this, and this when you go, Jet didn't race anybody outside of the factory dudes. Nobody had
What do we
accomplished
have in
anything.
04? What our top 10 look like in 04?
I think that year was a lot of Ricky, K-Dub, and David Villeman.
I think 04 was a little not deep.
Yeah, that was mostly Ricky outside of Washougal winning by like a minute and a half.
Is outdoors ever deep? Because everybody gets hurt in Supercross.
Well, back then, Supercross wasn't as outdoors was a bigger
God,
deal
dude,
back
I
then.
typed it in, and that CRF 450 in 04 was badass.
Supercross wasn't as big of a deal back then.
Okay, Racer X Vault, we're in it.
Yeah, this has got to be the last thing. We could have this conversation to days, but if we go down the depth, there's no denying that the depth in 2023 was not good.
I'll give Stu another point. He won the night race at
Wow,
Thunder Valley.
dude. This
God, I missed that, dude. I wish I'd have gone
hang on,
to that.
this was really
death.
interesting. So I didn't know this.
Okay.
I'm sad that Thunder Valley stopped doing the night race.
So this is Carmichael's debut on the 450, right?
Okay.
He went out and practiced without a transponder, so no one knew where he was in lap times until the race began. That's
awesome.
That's a power move. I like
Power move.
that.
Couldn't
I
get
like
away with that
that.
nowadays.
Stu used to do that in Supercross too, didn't he?
No, Stu would just pull off. He knew he was feeling it, so he would just not even ride the second session.
He also used to do this funny thing back like Millville. They started doing this. They had a speed gun. They used to clock them down Millville Rockers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't
What
know
do
if
you want?
anybody's ever heard.
Do you want the opening round, or what do you want?
Yeah, whatever.
Let's go Steel City. Or,
I just want to run down the top 10 at some
let's
point
go
to
Hang Time.
see what
Let's
we
go Hang
got.
Time.
What year is this?
Richard Kermichael.
Richard
This is 04.
Kermit the Frog.
Richard Kermichael.
Okay.
David Vieleman.
Okay.
Okay.
Chad Reedness.
Okay.
Okay.
God.
Kevin Windham.
Okay.
Okay.
Sean Hamlin, again.
Okay.
Solid.
That was when Sean was good.
A Canadian man that would run circles around all these guys.
John Sebastian Waugh.
Yeah.
JSR.
Yeah.
God, I missed that guy.
Heath Voss.
Okay.
Eh. Damon Huffman late in his career.
Yep. Late in his career.
Nicholas Way.
Okay. Beginning of his.
Michael Byrne.
Okay. Burner. Both of them.
No idea who this dude is. Pierre Paget.
No idea. Not even I know who
11th?
that guy is.
Clark Stiles. Ryan
Okay, so
Clark.
now we ran out of depth.
Yeah.
Like, those are good privateers, but it's leveling up with what we're talking
Okay,
about.
let's go to Red Bud halfway through the year here.
But anyways, they clocked Stu going through the rockers at
ooh.
70 miles per hour.
Okay. This is definitely better than Jets Field at Red Bud.
Okay.
Richard Kermichael.
You got to stop doing that.
Kevin Windham.
Okay.
Chad Reedness.
Okay.
Le Cobra. David Villeman.
Le Cobla.
Ernesto Fonseca.
Oh, God, Ernie.
Mike the Iron LaRocco's Leap.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicholas Way.
Okay.
Tim Ferry.
Okay.
Sebastian Tortelli.
That's pretty
Yeah.
fucking deep so
That's
far.
9. Joaquim Rodriguez.
Okay. That was the Red Bull KTM days.
Yep.
So a little bit of a fall off, but
little
Joaquin
bit
was
of
a good
fall
rider.
off. Michael Byrne.
Okay, still good.
And then we hit Clark Stiles.
All right, so he
Keith
was.
Voss. Roderick Thane. Jason JT Thomas.
God, I haven't heard Roderick Tane's name in a long time. So we
Ooh, look at
dropped
this
off.
one. Oh, dude, this is fun. We should just do a vault episode.
Okay. in.
Blair Morgan, 18th.
God, good old
Oh,
Canadian
yeah,
national guy,
dude.
snowcrosser.
Fucking
Snowcrosser.
snowcrosser.
God, he
Ooh,
never-
how about this one, dude? 04 Matt Maximoff, 22nd.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Didn't see that
These
one.
are
on the big
fun.
go-kart.
That was okay. You know what? I'll give Ricky on that round. That's deeper than Stu.
Yep.
That's pretty
That's a
fucking
pretty deep round
That's
there.
That's a deep hole.
Evan Lawfridge is deep in the hole, too.
All right, we
That's
got any
another
other
guy.
good Rev X?
No, man,
Next
those are
segment.
That's it.
that's
That's
fun
it?
though, man. That
Yeah,
just
that
went
was
us
a good
down a
time.
rabbit
That
hole.
was very fun.
We should
And now we got Justin yelling at me on.
yeah, no.
camera
First time I've been
again.
hyped up for a while.
Yeah.
Kyle Lewis, 6th.
To Benetton,
His face
Dunlop.
doesn't get as red anymore
This
though
is-
because his
this
blood
is-
pressure's lower.
I
This
know
is
my
South
blood
Park.
pressure is way low. That he's a Dunlop test guy for a long time.
Any random ass names in here? Dave Ginolfi.
Yep.
Willie
Cabs
Browning.
you.
Matt Maximoff.
Willie
All right,
B.
well, that's been your Rev X segment. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed that little trip down memory lane there. 24-0 talk. 20.
That was fun. I
perfect
like
season.
that.
Yeah.
should clip
you guys
that.
want to hear more of that? Let us know.
Yep. So that is going to do it for show 302 here. Again, thanks to Rev X Products for keeping the lights on. Thanks to Nano Extreme. Thanks to Gutter Works. Thanks to Flo Racing. Thanks to Holster Co. Thanks to TLR Coatings. And thanks to Complete Racing Solutions. If you guys want to check out any of the sponsors, there's links in the description down below. Thanks to our members who have tuned in and watched while we were live here. If you guys want to see that, make sure to tune in for that. And we will be back next week with the full gamut of shows from East Rutherford.
East Rutherford, another day race.
Another day race.
Is it? I forgot it was a day race. Like, I came home. I went to Battle Creek and Road.
Yeah.
Came home. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll watch some open practice, or I watched the qualifying or whatever, and it
Yeah.
was the end of the first heat, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Another day race. Another day race. Oh, by
Yep.
the way, just so you know ahead of time, if you haven't seen it on Peacock, look for Denver. Or not Denver, the Salt Lake race.
Yeah.
The schedule is going to be different because remember it's the final round and they do the pre-show and all that kind of
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
because I know you get heated about that and you're justified in it, I'm just giving you a heads up now.
So mad about everything. So
blame
anyway,
ya.
this has been show 302. Thank y'all for tuning
Thank
in.
you.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Later.
Thanks for tuning into the Moto Aftermath Show. If you guys like the show, make sure to give us a thumbs up there with that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a show update, a live show, or anything that we're doing here, because when we find out news, we will be on here bringing you our thoughts with it. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, join our members area. You'll get member exclusives, including live shows. You get to watch the show being recorded live, and you'll get all sorts of other member benefits. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Join the members area, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one.